Welcome, everyone. We are back for another edition of the Super Millions 2023 season, episode 3. He couldn't resist. He popped on screen the other week. He saw how much fun, how good, how sweet it is. This is Antonio Esfandiari. Good to have you. 3-time World Series of Poker bracelet winner, former #1 all-time on the money list. Good to have you here today. Antonio, how are you?
Former, and now I'm probably 78th. But there was a time we used to run around those days. Those were the good old days, PBF.
We did have a good time. We did play and run. Now we got kids running around, less tournaments. But today, again, big names, big prizes. It is the Super Millions. 10K buy-in on Sunday. Final table today. Play to a winner. And, of course, it is the Tuesday, 1:45 Eastern from this past Sunday event. We are going to take a look at the table here shortly, as well as the Super rankings. And if you take a look here, this is what's going on. There is a awarded. It's called Beat the Best. That's what the season's about. Started in 2023 early. This is episode 3 from a streaming perspective. There have been a few others, and there is a look at the leader, Raw, who has 1.5 million already in earnings so far this year, just in the Super Millions alone. I know in Vietnam at the Triton, they just had the first ever Super Millions live, 25K buy-in, and Webster took that down. So this is the online version today, 1.59 in the prize pool. We will be 9-handed, and of course there's a look at the payouts. 323,000 to first, 46,000 guaranteed for 9th, and that is, it's a lot of $250,000 going to second at least. Do you remember? I don't know if you ever played much online tournaments back in the day. I think you were more a cash game guy and didn't do much online, but pretty sweet. 10K buy-in to play online and win 353. And there's a look at your list of players. Do you know anyone? Vogelsang, have you played with? Antonio, Nicholas Ostad, who's regarded as one of the best in the world. These are a lot of online guys, but have you played with Vogelsang?
He's the guy that would wear the hood and like zip it up. Yeah,
He's a zipped up hoodie guy. Yes.
What's not to remember? He was Mr. Chatty Cathy, Mr. Personality himself.
Well, look, it's online, so we're not going to get to hear any of that personality because it's online, but we will get to commentate on the play of some of these absolute crushers, and again, some Brazilians. Seem there every week. We got Brazil at the final table, and your trip leader, Pedro Padilha, who is a very accomplished player himself, and the only person that has won the Super Millions is Nicholas Ostad. Has 3 of those in season 2 alone. I think he has 6 all time, 5 or 6. Absolute crusher. And let's go see the action. Let's dive into the final table, see who's going to beat the best and be our champion today of the Super Million 2023. We are underway. Antonio, we gotta have a little wager on it. We gotta have a little action. I mean, a dinner is mandatory, maybe something else, but you want to do red or black, and we'll do a snake draft. First pick, then second gets 2, 1-1-1. We'll get a little something on it.
Whatever gambling you want to do, I'm in. But
this does feel like the time to push the envelope. I know you do like a little action. You are not shy on action. Let's do a nice dinner. I mean, we're talking like not me and you at Chick-fil-A or Jelena. Let's talk about, like, family, full on. We'll make it all expenses paid, maybe some wine, dessert optional, but we'll make it legit. Let's do a real dinner wager. You in for that?
Only if you take me to Zzz's.
What's that?
So only if you take me to Zzz's in Miami. I love that place.
Well, that is Zzz's plus that caliber, or Michelin star, family and friends invited, big dinner. It's on the table. We'll start. You choose red or black, and we'll go from there.
All right, I'm in for red. Which one is is it the C Vogelsang? That's him.
That's him. Yeah, Vogelsang.
He used to. I never beat the guy in one hand. He's such a good player.
It's tough because the hoodie is not what I would say is great for poker, this type of quiet, tanking, all that. But, it's hard to argue with results, and he does seem to get it done. He's done well, and, it's hard to punish you consistently. So that's interesting. I never heard you say that, but you're going to get to see him in action with whole cards up today. And we see the chip leader going to work, being aggressive, picking up a pot, 3.8 million. So we didn't get to see a flop. You got red flop. and we are going to, we'll play for dinner. Audience, you're gonna get $50 or $100. We'll get you locked in on that. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. And Antonio, when is your next live tournament, if ever? Do you have anything planned? Will you play the World Series of Poker main event this year?
I plan on playing the main event this year, and then maybe getting back to playing some tournaments here and there, traveling, maybe when my kids grow up. So it might be a little while. I got to watch my kids grow up. What can I do? But I do have a question for you, PBF. Since I've left playing tournaments, which it's been a while, 9-handed, is King 8 suited now supposed to be an open under the gun? I mean, that feels a little loosey-goosey, you know?
Yeah, but he's got the chips. These guys, I'm telling you, poker goes in waves, and it's back to a little more aggression. There's some lighter opens, defends. It's going to be fun. I'm telling you. I think you actually, I know this is, your time is valuable. I appreciate the time today, but I think this will be fun for you to kind of see the best currently what's going on, what they're doing, and mixing it up. There's definitely some action. People aren't playing ABC nut pedal anymore. Vogel's saying, you know, King 8, yeah, you're right. King 8 suit a little light. He's got the chips. ICM's a real thing. I don't know if you know what ICM stands for.
You know you're flipping under the gun, PBF. Let's be real here.
You'd be surprised. I don't want to blow my own cover, but I've got a couple gears, especially in 5-card PLO. I might surprise you, but you got a little taste. Big winner at your live, you know, little friendly home game. No big deal the other day. I got some moves.
Interesting. Maybe I learned a little bit today. When I left the game, I feel like, not when I left tournaments, I feel like it was getting a little bit tighter as I was leaving. It was really spewy for a few years. Everybody was just playing everything. And then it seemed as if, okay, let's tighten up a little bit in general. I guess we're back to maybe a little bit more spewy. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a little more action here. We're seeing 4-way flop, some suited aces. We got the deuce 4 suited going at and shooting out. And Vogel's saying with people behind, this is definitely a little light. He is actually correct. He has to worry. Ravid, who didn't 3-bet, I believe, got pre-flop, if I'm not mistaken. He just called the ace king, which is also a bit interesting.
So I'm assuming that's, you know, wanting to keep your chip stack intact, kind of a thing.
There's some ICM stuff there, you know. Yeah, there's a lot happening here. First of all, you won the red, so you get first pick. We can start with that. And as it plays, Ravid actually thinking for this price, if he wants to be involved, it seems pretty bit exploratory to go and try to do something here, but he is in the tank, and he has won a World Series of Poker bracelet. Has some game for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough to continue here with ace king when there's a bet and a call.
I just wonder if he's thinking if he could bluff. Wow, so he's actually, and Tony, you might be flying to Mexico for the next Super Million on Sunday. 10K, 320 to first. People are playing and gambling. This is more your speed, a little more action, maybe a stand-up game online, you know, that kind of thing. That they could actually, there's a lot going on. Poker is innovative, creative right now. There's a lot of things happening in the world, and this is definitely a interesting hand to kick us off here on the Super Millions. Want to say hello, everyone. Let us know where you're watching from. Appreciate the kind words. A lot of people excited to see Antonio here. And look at this, man. Ravi going to find a way to win with ace king. That was an interesting hand, no doubt. And you got first pick.
I didn't think he was going to fold.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to call there, given the check back on the flop. Some guys can do it.
Some guys can do it. What do you want? First pick.
Red.
You got it. You won the flop. You already won. You win so much you don't even notice when you're winning. You won the flip. Now you get to choose first.
Oh, what am I choosing?
The player. We're doing a dinner. We're going to do like a snake draft for the players. We're going to draft everyone, and then whoever wins the event, you win the dinner. So like it's we're doing a draft.
He pick what player is going to win?
Right, but like you pick first, I pick 2, then you pick, then I pick all the way through, and then we each have a group of players, and we're playing for a big fancy dinner.
Well, can I let me decide after Pedro wins this pot.
Yeah, take your time, no problem. This is actually two of the best doing it right here. Take your time. There you go.
Oh wow, he folded. All right, I'll go with I guess I gotta go with Pedro. He's got all the chips.
Yes, so Pedro is your first pick, and let's see. This is interesting. I gotta go with your nemesis Vogel saying, and I get second and third, which I like, because I'm gonna go with Nicholas at 1.5. Just one of the most accomplished online players, maybe the best to ever do it. So I will take those two, and then you get to pick now.
Who was your second pick?
Nicholas Ostet, the guy who's in green, light green. He actually won like some special event on GG and like a leaderboard, and I got Vogel saying in him.
Well, I'll go with
we got an all-in. Pause for a second. We see our first all-in, 9s to 5 right off the gate here. 3-4 jack, clean so far, 86%. Oh, Oh, oh man, we might be here a while. That's for adult. This is how things kind of, don't just everyone calm down. Calm down. The best hand doesn't always win. There's a 9-handed still. That is a 4-1 big. I remember my favorite hand I've ever played poker that I was a part of or involved in the tournament. Do you remember this hand where you walked out the door when you had 2 outs in the one drop?
Yep.
Yeah, there was 28 left, 27 cash, 100K buy-in. The one drop champion, 18 million to first. Antonio won that, no big deal. 2012 was the largest poker win of all time. 2 years later, 100K buy-in, so a little the JV version of it, the one drop. There's 28 left. Antonio gets all in with jacks. Disregard ICM out the door. Probably had plenty of chips. Just rips it in. Guy has aces. They pause the tournament. Every table. I'm at his table, or I'm at the table next to actually. I'm super short as usual. No chips, but in there. And you walk out the door. You say PBF, text me if I win. And it was on the river. A jack hit on the river for you to stay alive in the 100K tournament. Came back, had chips, went deep. But anyway, that was nice. 2-outers can come. So
I remember that.
It is.
It was beautiful.
That is beautiful, and that's a beautiful hand for our friend there who did double up, and now we are still 9-handed. And you get, who did you take after I took 2?
I took Ravid.
Ravid, okay, strong pick, great player. I will go with, I got a little bias for Brazilians. I'm gonna go with Rodrigo, my man. I like having the well, actually you have one of the Brazilians, so I got one Brazilian, you got one Brazilian, and then it's your pick. I'll take Rodrigo.
You taking Rodrigo, and who else?
Wow, look at this, man. Boys are playing. Vogelsang not having it. So yeah, you got next. So I have Nicholas, I have Vogelsang, I have Rodrigo, you have Pedro, and you have Barack, right?
I haven't picked Barack yet, but I'll pick Barack.
Who was your second pick? Oh, Ravid. You got Ravid and Barack. Wow, you got the Israel. You got Israel. You got the Brazilian, and now I will take Pot Ripper.
Pot Ripper. Okay, so I'll take Rodrigo.
I already got him. I got Rodrigo. I got Nicholas. I have Vogelsang, Nicholas, Rodrigo, and Pot Ripper. Those are my 4 so far.
Ooh, my man Pedro's got the ace queen. Let's go.
Okay, a little blind on blind. Should be nothing going on there. Yeah, your pick. You got the 2 Israeli guys and the Chip and Pedro so far. So you get your 4th here. You get to pick.
Taco Fiesta.
Taco Fiesta. All right, little Mexican. You're just in Mexico. We had a good time there. I get it. And that'll be 4 and 4. We'll leave that'll be 4 each. There's one player not picked, Boyka. We'll give it to the audience, and as well, we'll give him Nicholas to root for. They're gonna get a $50 guaranteed in a giveaway. It'll be 100 if Nicholas, Pedro, Vogelsang, or Rodrigo win. So you guys get those 4 players. If the other 4 win, you get 50. If it's those 4, you get the 100. And let's do this, guys. You're in for the giveaway. We got a big we have a big one today right now. This is an absolute, this is some of the biggest names in poker. You get to see an absolute treat. And again, Antonio here to commentate alongside Jeff Gross. We are going to play to a winner, and we almost lost one, but we don't. We still are 9-handed in the moment. We got 9 players left as we saw the double. The 5 came on the turn to keep alive Boyka, and Pedro did take a little bit of a hit, got it in good, and still very healthy, and actually the chip leader as it stands.
Wow. Interesting spot here. PBF, my breakfast arrived late. Is it okay if I eat while we
take a little bite, man? Take your time, have a bite, mute the mic. Let's go. I'll carry it. Listen, I've twitched on stream for a lot of years by myself talking, so I'm okay. Don't worry, not a loss for words. We'll cover the action. Antonio's gonna have a little brekkie, and again, guys, we will play to a winner. You guys are in on the giveaway. I believe there's a hands up promotion as well for a jackpot if you guess the winning hand. I don't see that on the YouTube chat yet, but that will probably get up. And at the moment, we see Vogel saying a little bit of speeding, jack high, jack 8, semi bluff, if you will. He's got potential. He's got a club. A jack would not be good. He has an 8 or a club, or just to will it through. And Ravid, who has a key club, we saw this before in a spot where he thinks it's close. He does go for usually aggression. Although if he calls here, it would set up a very close to SPR, stack to pot ratio, close to 1. Pretty dicey to call the turn. Ace queen high. And it's not such a welcoming spot, and he does make a fold. Nice bet there from Vogelsang. All right, we are going to pick up the action here. King Jack is a close spot. 9-handed, though. Very, very tight. No real short stacks at the moment. Kind of interesting. Oftentimes on the Super Millions, we do see some really big stacks, really short. Sort of blended here. Couple of larger stacks, and then we got a few of sort of middling stacks, but no one critically short, actually, with 975. Over 20 big blinds, your shortest stack. And here we go. Ace King for the man. Nicholas Ostat in the small blind. Pretty dreamy scenario, and as it turns out, not much resistance. We do see Ace King suited, maybe 3-bet. Smaller Ace King offsuit, maybe to all in, as we do see that sort of the line he takes. And here we are. We are seeing another, again, 9-handed play. Things are a little tighter. We did see the King 8 suited open from Vogelsang, showing us that you can loosen the belt a little bit. Definitely just depends on stack sizes, but he is going to be playing aggressive. King 3 going to get the walk there for Taco Fiesta. Good to see some Mexican representation. We are still 9-handed, and we will play to a winner today. Welcome, everyone. Let us know where you're watching from, and there it is on cue. The GG hands up is pinned. If you guess the actual winning hand today, that's right. Ace of Diamond, Jack of Hearts, King of Clubs, King of Spades. Whatever the winning hand is, if you go to that link, you submit what you believe the winning hand combination will be. The jackpot, which is progressive, will be awarded to you. So that is still going. That is available, and good luck to everyone there. And, of course, you guys can go along with us and have a fun sweat for the $50 or $100 bonus at the end. And Antonio and I got a nice dinner on the line today with some good picks. So we are literally 9-handed, and I am seeing a theme here. Vogelsang in a lot of pots. This time he does have the lead again on the Jack 10 deuce 2 spade board. He's going to come out 2/3 pot, put some pressure on Pot Ripper. Not a great spot. You beat a lot of draws. You don't have a spade, and you do also, Queen 9. There's a bunch of hands that could be bluffing, and he does go ahead and make the call, and this is tricky now. He has Ace King high, 8 not the most amazing card. Some hands he was beating, no longer beating. Jack 9, a weak top pair. See if he goes for some blocker bet size or check the side. I think he will bet something. And there it is. Pot Ripper doesn't have a spade. It's possible hero call candidate, but I think he will ultimately fold.
A tough call with ace high here.
Yeah, would be tough. Definitely against the chip leader. I like it. I like it. It's something you see a lot of these guys make great decisions in these spots, often getting it right. And there you saw just that as Pot Ripper. I think he's rocking the Cypress flag, if I'm not mistaken, Antonio. We had a couple good trips there to Merritt. Shout out to our friends at Merritt. That's maybe a ways out for another one, but we took a good stretch there.
We had a good run.
We did have a good run. We really did. We had some good times, but the kids will be in college in no time. We'll be back on the tour, the senior tour, ripping it up. And a couple of suited hands here. Ace deuce suited, Pot Ripper, tough to open into one of the chip leaders. Now Vogelsang is the chip leader on the button. He does elect to get away, and Taco Fiesta also doesn't love his seat because he is got the Vogelsang demands respect. Hoodie, no hoodie, live online. People kind of passing on the close spots, and as a chip leader, he is going to go to work here. Ace 9 off open. Expect Jack 3 suited to defend. And Vogelsang will pick that up.
He's hot out of the gate.
He is hot.
Some guys can do it.
Hot, that's for sure. When's the last time? What is the actual last tournament you played live? I know you won a side event at you hopped into the Commerce, I believe, won a side event maybe a couple years ago. Played the main. When is your last physical tournament you played?
Live was the World Series of Poker pre-Corona, I believe.
Wow.
Pretty sure we had a tournament because I missed last one for Perkins' wedding. And I missed the one year before that, I think because of Corona. So it's been a few years.
Yeah, it is tournaments. Tournaments are fun. They definitely take time. Having children is not the easiest to do. Playing a regular schedule, but some events such as the main event or high roller definitely fun. if possible, to get out to Vegas. And I think we are going to see our man Boyka, definitely a close spot here. 20 blinds versus a late position. He's in the cutoff. Hijack opens.
I would ship
Good shove. Good shove. We'll see. The strategy does go for a small raise. Wow, tricky. Very interesting. Very interesting size there.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we'd see a shove for sure.
Yeah, I think a shove is more standard, but kind of giving sort of Vogelsang understanding too. It's like not a spot really to be peeling. It's either going to be, he'll find out if he's got top of range or not, and he expects Vogelsang to be opening pretty wide. And here we see Ostat with the ace-4, the wheel, ace under the gun, opening, got plenty of chips, and Vogelsang definitely one of the candidates to play. And oftentimes you'll see a 3-bet instead of a flat with this type of queen, the offsuit Broadway there of Queen King, but shows that, hey, look, I'm willing to play post flop, and as it turns out, looks like Rodrigo woke up with a real hand here on the button. Likely, again, we'll hear from him. Expect this to go a large raise, if not all in even.
Is that 360? 350? Yeah, that's a big raise. I like it.
Yeah, nice. Doesn't go all in. He's in position as well. Matters, right? If he's in the small blind, might see that all in. This time, we just see the raise. Doesn't need to go all in, and no harm, no foul so far. Still 9-handed. Again, play to a winner. The payouts are in your lower right of the screen, with the winner going to get over 300,000, 250 plus going to second. So a lot to play for. This is a re-entry tournament. You can also satellite in for as little as, I believe, $10. They have satellites running all week long, 10K buy-in. And we are seeing some big household names, also some new faces. Super Millions has the super ranking for the year. There will be bonuses awarded to the leaderboard at the end of the year. And also, again, Super Millions in Vietnam at Triton just kicked off. There will be multiple stops, 25K buy-in live, where they track the overall P&L. So, Antonio, I kind of, I know you're eating, but one of your thoughts on this, like Hen and Mob, you know, you have whatever, let's take a look. You have 27 million lifetime earnings. To know exactly, Daniel Negreanu usually publishes his yearly results, his overall P&L, whatever. It's kind of interesting because someone who might have 20, 30, 40 million in earnings may not even be winning in poker. So the Super Millions, what it's doing is they're tracking one type of tournament at 25K buy-in across a year, and they're going to keep track of everyone's P&L. So how many bullets you're in, how you do in your results. What do you think on that versus like to see a player's like actual P&L versus not in tournaments? Give me the pros and cons for you on that.
I think it's great. You just get a more accurate description of someone's profit and loss, right? So it's just better data. Why not have more information? I think it's kind of cool. You can see who's who's not crushing.
Yeah, I think it's cool as well that it's not for everything. It's just like for one format, so you have a choice. That's something people love. Rankings, they love to see comparisons, so it's fun. You can kind of opt in or out. It's not for every live tournament that you play all year. It's just they have this at each stop, a major stop. They're going to put one of these in and then see who gets the best results for the year. So very cool. This is, again, the online Super Millions, and that will be the live Super Millions that is now underway. And Webster Lim, he got it done at Triton in Vietnam. Crazy turnout right now over in Vietnam for Triton, getting 150, 170 entries in some of these 15, 30, 50K, 75K events going on right now. So that is underway and really good turnout over there. Triton's fun, man. I would say once you do get back into the high stakes, if you want to play some tournaments, I know that was like before your time of tournaments. So now that's kind of like it's like a high stakes playground. They literally have, 15 up to 250, even the £1 million Triton, which broke your record of the $1 million buy-in, which was in Vegas in 2012 for the World Series. Now £1 million they did a few years ago. That was in London, so a little more than 1 million US, and I think they will eventually do that again. The kind of pandemic happened right after that first year of that, so we'll keep an eye on that. Do you have any interest to play million dollar tournaments in the future, or do you think you'd have to kind of dive back into studying a bit of tournaments, or would you just hop in and play one? Zero interest?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to play in staring contests. I like to have a good time and enjoy poker. I mean, why would I pay $1 million to play in a staring contest? Those days are over for me.
Yeah, there's been adjustments. I think it's gotten better, honestly. Like from my experience, it's not.
I mean, I don't know.
think,
3-4 years.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's gotten a lot better. There are a few people that do that, and I don't think that's the overall. If you were to watch some of these, I know you're not following along closely on the tour with these, but it is noticeable when I've done commentary at the Tritons that like it's really fast. It's not like that. It's very rare you see someone tanking or unnecessarily taking time. So I think it's gotten a lot better, but yeah,
Well,
it depends.
for poker, if that's true,
Yeah.
because nobody wants to sit at a table and just have 8 people stare at them, no matter what they do. It's unbearable.
Yeah. Yeah, no, agreed. And I think it is changing a lot as we pick up the action here. Ace 4, Jack 8. So Jack 8 kind of leading out of position, a little bit unconventional, going to take his top pair on the flop that is no longer top pair when the heart hits and come out for a sort of a 40%-ish pot size bet, and Pot Ripper will take it down. And Rock Wizbrod loves showing random relevant cards in a hand as he's not in, and a nice pot for Pot Ripper picks it up over 1 million chips. And hello, a little bit of
Let's go, Ravi.
here. It's nice to see. Nice when you get raised and you got the goods. Ooh, the flat. There we go.
Ruski. Wow. Was Queen Jack suited calling here from the small? I think so.
25 big blinds. It's tight though, man, because like the flatting range is like Queen King suited, ace queen off. Those are the kind of hands that are flatting. So it is attractive. There are some money flops. He's considering. He does. Okay. Oh, hello. That's one of those. 0.84%.
Oh, hello.
118 to 1 right there. No problem. And no one has a spade. That is definitely ideal for our friend. See what he comes with here. I can't imagine leading, but we did see him make a creative lead on the turn last hand. Does check it over, and no one. I mean, Ravid's got a problem here. He realizes that these are, there's a lot of hands that you're in bad shape against. Sets, flop, flushes. You got no diamond. I'd be surprised if he even bets here. Does check. So Pot Ripper pretty high up in the range. Does lose to nut flushes and full houses, but again, does he decide to start betting or does he go ahead and check it through? And I think that makes a lot of sense to start betting. You don't want to give pairs free chances at boats. You also, against ace or ace king off with the diamond, something like that, you're giving a lot of free cards, and he's going to kind of see where he's at. And aces, though, does pick up a call there. Aces were in big trouble, and it is 700 stack to pot ratio about 1. 760 for his stack, 720 in the middle. Curious what he goes with. He does lose to a lot of hands all of a sudden.
I think it's going to be check.
Yeah.
It's a tough river to bet when you get called here on the flop.
Yeah, I mean, aces isn't gonna love this. I mean, it does beat some 10x. Yeah, I can't imagine betting either. So nice pot for Pot Ripper. Does come in, flops the flush, and he is on his way, chipping up. And Ravid, a bit tricky. Trap gone a little wrong. Multi-way pot and got out flop, but it's gonna happen when you roll the dice for some trickeration. And here we are. We are still 9-handed. About a half hour in, and there's some gifts, some emojis. He's I'm not sure what that is, but yeah, Pot Ripper feeling good so far. He is off to a good start. And Vogel saying is your chip leader, chipped up to 3.4 million at the moment. Will defend Jack 10 off. Both players get a pair. So the main event, when you started playing the World Series main event, what was it? 10,000 chips starting. Now it's 60. But was it 10 when you started or 20? What was like the first year you played the main event?
I believe it was 10,000. We're talking years ago at the Horseshoe. I'm pretty sure it was 10,000.
10,000, yeah. Yeah, it's a long.
Wow, tricky.
Yeah, guys, pot controlling, a little deception, a little bit of everything. This year, actually, it's the Horseshoe again. I don't know if you know that, but they changed it to Bally's, and then they rebranded Bally's the Horseshoe. So last year was the first year.
Oh.
Yeah.
I never once stepped foot into Bally's during the World Series. I was never there. So I was kind of curious how they had it all set up and everything. Was it better than the Rio?
It's really nice. Really good job. I'm impressive how they did it. They actually used the Bally's and Paris. Like there was 2 different rooms where you could use, and they were, it was much better, much lighter, cleaner, brighter, nicer, everything. The chips, it was very nice.
So Bally's is now Horseshoe?
Yeah, rebranded. This will be the first year. I think it'll actually be launched with the World Series. This
Back at the Horseshoe on the Strip. That should be interesting.
Yeah, they'll be, they have a Nobu. There's a Nobu there. So like they put a pop-up Nobu during the World Series. So that was like a cool spot for dinner. I mean, much better food options as well at the Paris.
Fantastic. I think you're gonna have to find me Nobu, PBF.
Could be a Nobu dinner. We got a lot at stake. No one's getting knocked out. I mean, we're just we're still anyone's game right now. 4-4 apiece. And we are
all these final tables.
Say it again.
You do commentary on all these Super Millions final tables?
Yes, exactly. I plan to win 6 bracelets this summer. I'm cranking a lot of knowledge. I'm a lot of review sessions in here. I'm taking notes. Got my pad out, and yeah, I'm back in tournament mode, man. It's exciting. There's some cool stuff, and this is not going to work. Betting. This is where the solver goes wrong. Look at this. You got the Jack of Hearts. He's blocking stuff, doing fancy stuff, right into the top stone cold nuts. Vogel saying, right into it.
Bink. Not gonna like this ship.
Is it a ship or a min raise? I guess you just go for it, right? What are you gonna do? You're gonna bet maybe a min raise. You think it's Chipotle, tacos, and burritos?
Chipotle, spicy,
just all of it.
Spicy sauce.
Look at the time bake treatment, the class, the bracelet winner from Israel. And there it is, all of it. Vogel saying, not going to have to think very long here. He has a 10 with the jack kicker. He was bluffing, and that is a big pot for Barack. 2.5 million. Vogel saying, no longer chip leader. Pedro, the Brazilian, regains that, who started the day. He's got 2.8. He's going to come in with the raise, ace, queen off. I love seeing hole cards up because you realize, you always like to say, it's so hard to make a pair. And no limit hold'em, and it's just look at it around like 9-handed even. It's no one really with good starting hands. So often aggression rewarded.
How often do the blinds go up? How long are the limits?
It'll be one. It looks like it says one more hand. It's every 20 hands in the upper left. It kind of it
oh, it's every 20 hands.
Yeah. Oh, everyone also gets a chess clock if you notice there. So you get 15 minutes to think. So you could take a long time on one hand, but you get 15-minute total clock on the final table. So that's that number you see there. On each player.
The longest possible play time is when all the clocks run out for everybody.
Yes. Like if you were to use your clock, you would only get 5 seconds every street for the rest of the time. So if like your clock, it happens sometimes, especially as it gets heads up 3-handed where players have run out of clock.
There's just no more wasting tanking. I love it. I think it's absolute genius. I've never.
GG can do it. I'm telling you, they really can do it. The software, there's a lot of cool features. Yeah, I think we should take the families during September. Let's go to an exotic location where we can play. Let's try to win bracelets online. The kids can play, and we can stream like every day. Let's do it for a little bit.
Vacation location with my kids. I'm gonna want to sit at a computer screen.
No, but you could lay reg. You could hop in for a little bit every other day, maybe once a week for a bit.
Kayaking. That to me sounds a little more fun than playing online poker, but everyone's got a style, PBF.
All right, how about this? During September, I'll pick a great place. We'll go, bring the families. I'll stream and do some stuff part of the time. You don't have to do anything, and the kids can play, and we can all hang out.
So why would I go to a place to hang out with you while you're on the computer if you're not going to hang out with me? I'll just go to my...
Because I'm not going to always be streaming. I'll late reg. I'll pop in a little. It'll be like, it's good. The kids will be together. That's for the kids, man.
Hold on a second. Does everybody know that you have 2 phones and what your screen time is on one of those phones?
That is absolutely private information, and this is live, so we're not going to talk about screen time. Hard worker, we'll just say it that. We'll put me in the hard worker category.
Look at this.
And leave it there.
Queen, ace, king, pocket tens.
Nicholas is going to find a way out. It looks like it'll go. There's going to be action here. Rodrigo saw that ace-4 suited. He knows Nicholas can open light. There's a pop-up, and Pedro, all of a sudden, man, does he, with ace-king, with the under the gun, and then a 3-bet, this is Very curious. The good news for him is he covers everyone very healthily, so he can put a lot of pressure, and he's not so worried if somehow we were getting a flip or cooler. He would still be very healthy, but I'm curious what he does go with here. 9-handed, ace king off. That's what he does, all of it. Nicholas is going to find a pretty easy fold, and then we're going to be racing the Brazilians. Should be tangoing here for the chips, but I'll tell you what, if you're Rodrigo, you don't love it. You do not love flipping for 9-handed in a spot. Like, yeah, you hope he has jacks, but like if he has ace king, you really don't want to flip here with the ICM. Go out 9th when you are in a decent position. No one's really short though as well. That's the interesting part. If there was a couple players really short, I think you could find a world to fold here. I don't see how he can fold though as played. I mean, it just, the thing is though, it's not great. I don't think he thinks Pedro's going to ship jacks here.
No, Pedro only has ace king, aces, or kings. It's kind of tough.
So that it would not be an unreasonable fold.
Must gamble. I don't think I would ever fold, but I'm an ex-washed up pro. What can I say?
I mean, Brazilian on Brazilian crime. They always find a way to final table. They probably, listen, they're playing 10Ks. Brazil, I would say, is the most improved poker country in the world by a long shot in the last 5-10 years. So popular, so much going on there, so many talented players. And the Brazilians, man, he is really using some clock, rightfully so. This is very close. I can guarantee you this, he wouldn't call if he knew he had ace king. He would not want to call here. That is for sure.
Oh, come on. Look at all this money in the pot, and you are trying to win the tournament. He's down to $1 million.
I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna give you. I'm gonna send you. He does call. Let's see. Queen's ace king. Here we go. Big moment here for Pedro. King arrives. Queen's in trouble. Has the backdoor. Club, of course. Online. Little sweat. Extra sweat here. Is it green? Look at the slow peel. Oh, bank on there, baby. The action is going down tonight. Pedro has got some unfortunate runouts here as the 9 of clubs did deliver the possibility of the club on the river for outs. And man, just like that, Rodrigo, he's using emojis. Look at the gifts. Look at the matchup there. The two Brazilians. Look at it fan out. The pageantry now of the Super Million shows their results, shows the rankings. There's a lot happening here, but take it in, everyone. We have got action, and this is absolutely been Antonio, no one might get busted today. I hope you cleared your schedule. No plans for dinner. This could be a record stream.
You got me for about another hour, but I'm curious. PBF, was that a computer glitch or was that an actual slow river peel? That was.
There's a slow river peel. That is a GG special right there.
Built into the software for a slow river peel.
Yes. Actually, on Club GG, it's a membership feature to have the slow river peel. And the rabbit cam, but you can do it, and on when you're playing, it's very cool because the card peels, but you have the control of it, so you can like grab it and like do it yourself, or just rip it, or like do it faster, but it comes slow, and then you can control it. Yeah, GG, I'm telling you, man, online poker, there's mystery bounties now. They'll have the stand-up game soon. They'll have it for cash games where they'll like do a thing and do it. They're doing all of it. I'm telling you, they really got all the bells and whistles on GGPoker. I'm a little biased, but it is quality. And wow, we're getting money. What are you talking about? You're saying you leave it out, bro? This is we got a final table. We got a champion to award today. We're locked in, man. We're in it. We are in the mix right now. This goes fast. It honestly, what happens, it either goes very fast and gets slower, or it goes like this and then the blinds catch up. But so far, no knockouts yet, as we are still 9-handed.
PBF, I'm going to use the restroom. I'll be right back.
Yeah, take your hand. Listen, guys, when you get the former number one, they eat breakfast, they do bathroom breaks, they might get a little mini workout in, but we got Antonio on the stream today after our 3rd time. We had to redo stuff. He had some things come up. We're happy to have him here, and one of my closest friends in the world. Always a pleasure and appreciate him. Hope you guys are enjoying at home. And this has been an unbelievable start to the show. There really has been some immaculately incredible runouts, and we are seeing some great poker as well. And we are seeing a pretty big flop here for top pair, and a flush draw turn into a flush versus the ace-5 making 2 pair. All right, well, we are still gonna we're in a big pot here. I mean, this is gonna. There's no way this doesn't come out to be. We see Pot Ripper, but has been leading a bunch, and this is unfortunate for him as he is gonna dive right into a made hand, and certainly won't get fold. I'm sure he's not gonna get raised either. So likely just gonna get call here, depending on a river. If it's a non-pair, and more importantly non-club, he could get really hurt. As I don't see a lot of scenarios of getting raised here, right? This would just think you call, let your opponents with worse hands sort of walk the plank, but he does actually raise. Curious on that. That'd be an interesting hand to check. I would personally just call there. At the same time, you do get some protection when King X, Queen X of clubs is in there somehow betting, and you also put hands like this in a really tough spot. So Pot Ripper going to lead and now be put in a very uncomfortable spot.
Oops.
Yep. That is a tough spot. And look, he does get in. This is not even a slow peel. This was off the screen for a second, and it is a paired card, but not going to be the ace or five. So board does pair. Jack 7 suited. Look at that. Really well done. Knows his opponent, decides his opponent has value, and his hand is just too high up in the range. So maybe part of that is, again, understanding GTO versus exploitative decides, hey, I should have the best hand almost always. My opponent isn't bluffing, and then therefore I don't want my action to get killed or get drawn out on. Let me just raise, get it in. He did that. He got the knockout. We're down to 8. Very nice hand. Rodrigo is your chip leader, the Brazilian. That miracle queen. What a moment. You know, you're out the door. You got to hit a queen or club on the river, 1 to come to be a 9th, and now you are 1 of 8. The tables have shifted, and it is looking good for Rodrigo coming in with the queen 9 off. Pretty light open as well, 8-handed, but chip leader. All right, ace jack suited, likely going to flat in this situation. I mean, there are some 3 bets when you have the chip leader opening, maybe just take it down here, but here is a great spot. Board paired, deuce, deuce, 3, 2 diamonds, ace jack, massive favorite. Has to avoid a queen or a 9 that's a diamond. Of course, he could potentially get bluffed off, but I think Rodrigo may slow down here.
Rodrigo will bet, Ravid will ship, and that'll be the end of it.
I don't think it'll ever go bet ship. That's a big sizing, actually, though. Maybe with that sizing.
Go bet ship, you fish.
Well, I didn't think he would bet half pot or like 2. I didn't see that coming. I thought he'd bet like less, and then it wouldn't necessarily just go ship. But yeah, at this stage with that sizing and this pot size, certainly could just do that. So let's see Ravid, if he calls, yeah, put him in a weird. He's gonna ship, yeah. With that size, I think you're right. He's just weighing his options to call or shove. But if he were to call, there would be $1 million in the middle, and he would have only 750, and then be potentially drawing his opponent there. So yes, with that sizing, you are right. Antonio still knows a few things. A little rusty, but he's also got the right idea, and he is still with us 8-handed here. Taco Fiesta, ace 3 off on the button. 22 big blinds. Does go for a raise. And pick it up. And Nicholas Ostad, been quiet, still 1.3 million. It got rid of those 10s as we saw the queens get in. Speaking of 10s, Rodrigo chip leader opening queen 9 off, certainly going to be opening 10s, 8-handed under the gun.
PBF, are you in your home office?
Yeah, I'm home. I'm back. No traveling as of now for a bit. We are
Queens.
We are still here, and we are seeing a few big collision hands set up here. Ace queen queens. We do get the raise. This is always interesting. Ace queen, one of those hands I feel like just puts people in a tough spot. You know, it's hard to play. I feel like you're getting abused, but you get crushed.
I think you call, right? I mean, I don't think he goes all in. It's a pretty small raise, and
I've seen these spots are interesting. I see people do all different types of things, and he definitely could.
I call. What do you think?
Man, I think in this spot, he actually, I think he might, ICM would say fold.
Well, that's a tough fold. I mean, it feels like he knows he's not getting 3-bet light here, right?
It's
So
also under the gun versus under the gun +2. It's 8-handed. You know what I mean? There's still 3, 4, 5 players left to act. It's a pretty strong 3-bet against under the gun. Now, if it's like button cutoff or blinds versus late position, it's different. But this
this
guy's
would be
very.
very impressive fold. I could never do it, but it would be very impressive, and it feels right. Obviously, because we see the cards, but given the circumstances and the situation, it feels like the right play, but very difficult to make. I would just call and go broke, probably. Well,
I don't think he's gonna call. I think that's the worst option because you're just gonna get outplayed when the guy's got ace-4 suited or king-queen off, and then either I think he's gonna shove or fold. Is there a scenario? Yeah, okay, he does shove, and Nicholas Ostad's got his man in a world of hurt. Ravid is in trouble, but as we know, no guarantees. There is a clean flop so far. Scary card, but safe still on the turn, and the river. Oh man,
that is dirty. Ooh.
that hurts for the dinner bet too. For me, that would have been a whole different ball game. Ravi knocks out one of my guys. That was a huge swing all around. I think we did clarify Chick-fil-A or less, not a real big dinner, so that's okay. But yeah, Vogel saying in the mix. Pedro, we got a lot happening here. This is all of a sudden, like I said, it can start fast, go slow, just like that. Down to 7. Payouts in the lower right, and we have got giveaways for you guys as well as a hands up link pin. You can guess the winning hand today. Enter your submission there. Jackpot progressive each week going up. Don't believe anyone has hit it yet. And yeah, I would love to look at that one. That was that's also part of the equation, right? When you're aggressive, could have ace king, you could have jacks, could have queens. You can beat those hands, and yeah, that is a massive swing in power for the tournament.
Dirty river. Dirty. Ugh. Feels so gross when that happens.
Yeah, that was not super nice, but hey, for Ravid, he's feeling good, and he is in a very nice spot. 3 million chips, and here he is with another good hand. He actually does have the winning hand. Jack 10, top 2, 4-liner. No heart in his hand. Loses to a queen. Loses to some sets. Unlikely a set would bet, so he is got to feel pretty good. Taco Fiesta is going to go ahead and show it down. Not expecting to win likely, but does check back.
We could have some blind on blind action here. This is what a fish I used to be. When I looked at the old Queen Jack, I used to get really excited.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's blind on blind. It's fairly exciting. Not when your opponent has King Jack off.
Oh, maybe we make a pair.
Yeah, wow. Paint is fun. It is nice. This time he is dominated, and he is gonna be against Pedro with the better hand, better position. And all of a sudden, though, Pedro, who started as chip leader, has had a little adversity, a couple big spots, losing ace king to queens, losing 9s to 5s. So. All right, we'll see a lead out. Pedro would imagine not folding, especially for that size, realizing he's going to be, doesn't love the board, as was small blind, big blind, such a wide array of ranges, and actually does decide that too much could be going on there. Doesn't want to be peeling with king high, although he could have the best hand. So nicely done from Ravid. And we see a few real hands here, a couple ace 10s and ace king. Ace 10 suited certainly going to open.
Oh, what does Pedro do here with the ace 10? What do you do if you're in this spot, PBF?
Ace 10 off, fold.
Gross. Maybe you just call.
Yeah, I think you have to fold.
Wow.
Ace king. This is a fist pump. Pretty straightforward. Ace king offsuit, even ace king suited for the stack depth, just gets to get it in. And Brock, this is annoying because not going to call off here almost ever, but it's just a little too much. He dominated too often, and he doesn't like it because it's not like he has ace 5 or ace 7 suited. It's actually a premium Broadway, 40% of a royal, and does give it up. As we will go to the next hand, 7-handed still. Couple suited aces, pairs are available, and we are gonna Again, guys, please hit that hands up. It is there. The hands up for the giveaway. That is something pinned. And I guess we will be giving a $50 or $100 ticket. A couple of guys already removed from that, the $100 possibility. I will prompt the giveaway later in the stream. And Antonio, ace-9 suited on the button here. What are you doing? Ace-3, ace, we get it open. Okay, call.
The sevens just folded under the gun for what, 16 big blinds? I mean, is that how we're supposed to play poker? I would have just shoved. I don't know. Is that ICM? It feels like it. I don't know.
That's ICM. That's one you should plug in your
That's the right fold.
It's close. I actually would think that's definitely okay. So risk premium, that's something I'm sure you have no idea what it means, but that's when you have the least to risk, when you're the lowest stack, right? Like you have if you go out right now, it's not a big deal. So with that being said, he's even more incentivized. If he's like a middling stack, it's kind of tricky, but 16 bigs as the shortest, yeah, I would expect to see him come in at least for an open. I don't think he needs a shove. I would just open.
There was 16 bigs. I would just shove, because what happens if someone calls and then you're just in a world of trouble?
People aren't really flatting you off 16 bigs with like modest hands, you know, like they're not like gonna flat as wide because you're not so deep. But yeah, I would not fold. I'll say that. I would not fold, and that is something that I would say that it's not everyone's gonna play, but I would say that is not conventional. Let's say that would not be what I think you'll often see. Yeah.
So the math says to actually go with it.
That's where I'm aligned. We don't get it always right, but yes, I would not fold. I would be playing, and I think it's more of a raise than just an open shove with seven-handed or first to act. But as it stands, we got queens, jack, seven suited. Queens feeling pretty good as the ace pairs. Unlikely your opponent has an ace, and let's see if Rodrigo wants to start attacking or not. He does. So Ravid, pretty easy, just call here. And a even nicer river for queens. Gets a little better even. So unlikely your opponent has an ace. And now, Rodrigo, does he want to try to attack a 10? His opponent calls him on the turn. He has no diamonds, and he has jack high. I think this would be, sometimes you could argue to bet something here, try to get your opponent just to fold like a jack queen or king queen of diamonds, something like that. So I actually wouldn't say it's crazy to see a bet here.
Yeah, I think he has to take a little stab at it. Nope. He gave up. Smart. He sensed it.
That's another thing. Again, sometimes that's ultimately what poker's all about. You know, you have what you believe is the book would say, or the GTO, if you will, and then kind of knowing the situation, your opponent, and then making a hybrid of tendencies there. And he did make the right decision not to stab. Would not have worked, and lost him in. And here we go. King 4 off, coming in for an open as the chip leader. This is even for Magish standards, this is a little loose. King 4 off. I don't think you have this one in your arsenal.
Yeah, pretty sure I wouldn't open there. Well, look at the aces waiting around in the big blind. Uh-oh.
And Vogelsang will call, and Barak cannot believe what he is seeing. He's got action, and he has got a real hand. Let's see, size-wise, you'd think 400 plus, but maybe exploitatively could go a little smaller. I think you want to be consistent. Maybe 450.
380. 450. Yeah, if you can do it.
Been here before. It's not my first stream. Been here 30 weeks in a row. Get it right sometimes. And here we go. Ace jack suited, just in the muck, no problem. Give it up. Understands the situation. Vogelsang doesn't make a lot of mistakes. That flag is scary, isn't it? You can kind of, when you look at your seat draw in events live, you see the flags and what's going on. You know, countries like this, those guys, Germany, Austria, they're pretty tough. Brazil, you got to respect them. I'm telling you, these days they've made a lot of adjustments, improvements, and all in all, I'd say poker's gotten harder. But there's a lot more of variations of games, a lot of knockouts, mystery bounties. You know, they're changing it up a bit. 4-card, 5-card, PLO, 5-card. I know that's going to hit LA soon. You guys are a little behind always there, fashion and otherwise, but you'll see. 5-card's coming out west. It's a beautiful game. And do you think the main event will ever move from no limit hold'em? Do you think it'll ever go to PLO, or just always keep it pure?
The main event will always be hold'em, of course.
Do you think the buy-in will always stay 10K? There's inflation, other things now, or does it get bumped up?
Could shift at some point, but it'll stay hold'em for sure.
Okay, I like that. I think you're on point here. All right, well, Pedro with the ace-10 off versus Taco Fiesta. Nice spot, king jack suited. Knows that is one of those hands. Good hand to be aggressive with. The blinds are up, and there is a No break. We're gonna fast forward through the break. 7-handed. The all of a sudden 60K big blind. Things will get moving a bit. 4-8 suited. Blind on blind again with the king 4 off. Could see a mixed strategy here to 3.5 4x or limp, and we do see that the chips are so powerful. Decides to go with the ladder. He is going to make a big raise, and Pedro with the suited hand here knows he's supposed to defend a lot, but for this size, it's sort of close to giving up. And of course, other short stacks now. And look at this. He calls, and wow, he is going to be on for a little bit of a joyride here. This is not looking good for him. King 8, blind on blind, and he is going to be on a hard time. At least going to call 2, I think, here. I don't see how he could fold depending on the turn, especially if it's a 7 or lower.
Oh my God.
Goodness gracious.
Turn guard.
So if you're Ravid, you're thinking, all right, my opponent called the flop, weighted towards ace high here, or the 8. Those are pretty much likely hands, probably low pairs you would have heard from, maybe even a shove. So he's going to think that, do I want to lose an 8? You know, maybe he doesn't have to go big here. Just wants to go pretty small. Already can set up a pot size shove with even like a 200 or 150 bet, 180. Even a check. Cheeky. Pedro gonna get put in the blender a bit here. I mean, tough, because if you got to think also protection's super valuable. It's 700, not a lot of, half the deck you don't want to see. So he does the 190, and now Ravid, does he go with? It's hard to imagine anything but call. But if he does call, does he then lead the river? I guess that would be. You think your opponent's gonna check back a lot. Very interested. All right, well, he's just going to get a snap check back. So actually, good job by Pedro to sort of corral the size of that pot at the end. I'd say he played it pretty well. Calling pre-flop maybe a bit questionable. And so far, there's a look at the payouts, 46.58K in the books. Lot available. And the 323 up top.
So there's no time, there's no tournament clock. It's just 20 hands.
Yep, 20 hands. So it actually goes quicker. It goes quick. It does incentivize non-tanking and
like
the
this
clock. So
clock.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then we see the aggression there. We see Ravid showing a shove with a very light holding against those 2 players that are relatively short stack, 20 blinds effectively risking. So that is a theme we'll probably see, as Ravid has a good spot there when it folds to him. And our friend Boyka has been super tight. To your point about the 7s, right? The blinds are now up. He passes on the 7s, and now he is very short at this stack depth. He is in trouble with about 11 big blinds.
Bogosang has been bleeding.
Yep, 3-9 suited, 2.2 million stack. Pedro short, ace jack. Both players miss here. Pedro going to go for a small bet, hoping to fold out the air. Would have been put in some tough situations later. Streets does get that done.
Ooh, pocket aces. I feel like, are we seeing above expectation of premium hands being dealt, or is this how it really is and I just don't get to see the cards all the time?
Yeah, I mean, I would say aces in general on the show. There's definitely shows where no aces are dealt that I've seen, and of course the average, I think, whatever, 222 hands or 200 something, 220-ish hands for hold'em. So we've seen a few awarded thus far, definitely above average.
Aces in general, I'm talking, we've seen so many ace kings, queens, 10s, ace 10 suited. I feel like we're seeing more premium hands than we're supposed to.
Yeah, it's I mean, yeah, it's a bit above average, definitely.
You're the professional, PBF.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you're the ESPN commentator. I'm 36.
Holes
You're 44.
You used to be the sidekick. Now I'm the sidekick.
Listen, we got, like I said, we'll be back on tour again soon. It's just, it goes fast. Kids grow up. Poker's booming. You put in the first shift. I got the second. We're here though, and we are here with aces against ace 10 suited. Jack 7 deuce, 2 clubs. Aces sitting very, very nice here. Rodrigo going to get lucky to just completely whiff and not be caught on here, as Pedro will pick up a pot. Tough final table so far for Pedro, as he was 1 of 9, and he is now on the shorter side. Not the shortest, but sort of in the lower portion. Hey, there's another one, Antonio. You said they've been given good hands. There's
Ace
one.
Jack, Ace 10, Pocket Kings, they're all there. Ace 10 is just like fold here, right?
Yeah, ace 10 off. I mean,
Backside.
Paco we saw with the king jack suited, play a little bit aggressive. It's going to be Brock doing the dirty work. We see the ace out, and we are going to be, yeah, just going to a flop almost always here. Unlikely to see a 3-bet, and there is a pretty nice flop for Pedro. Top set, ace jack with a spade against middle pair top kicker. So yeah, should see some chips going in the middle here, especially for that size. And as we saw prompted on the screen, there will be 18 World Series of Poker Circuit rings awarded on GG coming up here, as a lot to play for coming up online. Big events, big series. And Barack, bigger size coming. Like, there's a lot happening here. There's 2 flush draws, straight draws, and he has a boat though. I'm sorry, he doesn't really need to deter. You would normally think a pretty big bet would come here. So I wonder if that's, you know, if he has aces, or if he has, you know, king, queen, if the size would be bigger to protect. But obviously he has zero worry in the world, and Barack going to come on, and that is also a
Tricky.
Not a great run out if you're Brock.
No, he might, depending on the bet size, he might pay out here, pay off. It's kind of fun and interesting to watch the hands, knowing the cards as it's happening.
Yeah.
What's our play here? Wow. What a tough spot. Man, I'm such a payoff wizard. I'd probably just pay off.
Yeah, I mean, he's Kid 44. I think that's a little homage to you. Your nickname, Kid 44 Antonio there, 444. He's betting. He knows. They're watching. Don't think they're not watching on the side here. They're keeping an eye on what's going on the delay. And Barack, man, can he find a fold? Loses to the king. Would queens bet? You know, aces are there, of course. The king, you block ace, king, king, queen. So this is tough. This is probably got to be. I think, yeah, you lean towards call generally, unless you make an exploit here. But it's.
I would pay off. Pedro could have had ace queen. He could have had spades. He could have had the queen 10. I mean, although he's probably not opening with the queen 10. It's close. There's a lot of money in the pot.
Yeah, I think
stack gets diminished if you're wrong.
I think he's thinking, would Pedro bluff here? Is he gonna bluff? It's important. It's just, I guess he has the ace of spade.
He might find the fold. Yep, he folds.
Wow. Do it. That's where I get scared, right? When you got guys making great plays constantly that are making the right decision in close spots, it shows that guys can
what a lay down.
Very nice. Cheers. Golfer clap, please. Very nicely done. And we are still going to be 7-handed here. And we are going to see more pairs and suited broadways around. Pedro now back to 2 million. Going to come up and open it up. Vogel's saying just snap fold the 7s, Antonio. Are you watching that? You like that? You okay with that one, or is that even a little out of your? Because they're deep, not super deep. 30-ish blinds.
Well, he didn't open. It was raised to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like 7s are. What's he gonna do? Just call and then not hit a set, or 3-bet and get himself in a bad spot. He's got 2.1. I kind of like the fold.
All right. No one has a lot of board here. Ace Jack suited does have the nut flush draw now. Picks up a deuce. Would not be good though. Would make the higher end. Has to be aware of the big blind. Definitely possible 6s in there. Was checked around, and now Ace Jack suited has a bit of a tricky spot here. what he wants to do. He's going to take the lead in the hand. He does decide to check Avid now with a 5 and open-ended.
I think I bet it from Ravid. Just I don't want to give off a free card here. Probably have the best hand. I also have the open-ended.
He's got chips too, right? He's got 4.5 million. I mean, he can definitely splash a little more, take some more chances, and he is going to go for a big bet. I like the size. Very wet board.
Slippery
Board and a clean card. The absolute brick. Everything bricks. And I mean, he actually's got like, this is tough for him because he's got to think, does he have the best hand or does he need the bluff? And he decides he does have the pair. A lot of draws missed. He got exactly what he wanted. Got the tax. Got to see it, show it down. And here we go. Little separation. 5.2 million all of a sudden. And this is what we like. When this happens, this is the pressure applied. And we can see people sort of really get put to tough situations, and ICM does become critical. Boyka, man. Boyka has been very quiet. He has folded the 7s, and he has gotten a bit punished below 10 blinds for that, to your point. Why it does make sense in those spots to, you can't, it's hard to get dealt in, hard to get dealt great hands in short-handed play. And we are still 7-handed, and he is now in a critical spot as we see the Brazilians again maybe matching up 8-9 off. Verse is Jack 7 suited. Jack 7 suited will take it down. And there you go. That's what you're used to, right? No one has a 10, even a king or higher here. Queen 4 off, the best hand, and he is going to raise, pick it up. Go to the next hand again. Upper left, seeing 11 hands. Blinds will go up. We got Antonio Esfandiari joining us. 27 million plus in earnings. $18 million cash back in 2012, and was the all-time money list #1 at that time.
What number am I now, BBF? I'm gonna guess 26.
You're 23rd. It's 2023. You're doing good. As long as by the year you're staying at least, you know, next year if you're top 24 and such, it's good. But yeah, you're doing fine.
Who's 24? Is it you?
I'm not far behind, but once I get done with my hybrid app, studying the app, you know, Perkins and the whole deal. That's after I complete that fully, I'm gonna dive back on the tourney circuit, and I'll be dangerous. Plus this, honestly, that combination, it's dangerous to see these whole cards up. There's a lot of guests that come on and have instant magical success in the Super Millions and otherwise. It is true. I think it does help the booth magic, and I know you're not gonna get to cash in on that for a while, but I think this will sharpen up your game a little bit, at least asking questions if you ever do play a tournament again. So we are going to see Ace King Jack 9. Ace King gets outflopped again, Jack 9 in the big blind, and Boyka probably just going to get check jam in, right? He's got top pair. I mean, it is under the gun, but
I mean,
here.
I would be shocked if he doesn't jam here. There we go.
There he goes. Boyka's quiet, but when he acts swiftly, promptly. And he is in a good situation, back over $1 million. Oh, Ace King, gonna bet call there, Antonio.
He called?
Bet call, baby. He knows there's a lot of draws. He wasn't betting the fold. Let's see if he gets rewarded. It won't be that, and we do see the double and a little bit of a misstep for Barack, who does go ahead and look at Boyka. 5 million plus in earnings on GG, so not a lot of Super Million results in 2022, but active early and goes ahead and gets a critical double, puts himself back in the game. Still the short stack, essentially tied with Taco Fiesta as we are 7-handed. Taco Fiesta, king, queen off. Gonna likely be coming in for a raise. 2.2. Rock dominated in the big blind. These are the tricky ones, right? You like, how can you not defend? But then when you are dominated, you know, you see a start off defend. Both players will miss. King, queen has a key card, the club, and position the hand. 2 overs to jack, likely a quarter pot, maybe 20-30%. See what he comes with in this very relatively dry board and a key card. So he does go small, takes it down. Nice pickup. And we are still 7-handed. Pair of 3s over there from Taco Fiesta. We see people open mucking 6s, 7s, 3s. Later position, likely the case. Ace King for Boyka on the button here. Let's see if Taco does want to try to slip one through. Doesn't. And likely this will just go to a raise and takedown. Any other players stand out with you over the years, kind of rivalry that, you know, I know you and Helmuth kind of got the best of him, it seems, over the years. Anyone that you feel that you just ever always held over or always held over you? Anyone stand out?
I mean, I actually held over Helmuth my whole life until the heads up tournament, and then he beat me 3-0 and kind of flattened the war. But yeah, I think Phil Locke has always held over me. Rick Solomon always held over me. Durr, I could never beat Durr in a hand. He was too good. That's about it. And Vivek, remember Vivek? He used to just own. I was actually on a flight with Phil Helmuth yesterday. We were in Hawaii together for a few days with some mutual friends celebrating a buddy's birthday. It was really fun. Phil is so fun. And man, when he loses a pot, it's just it's pure entertainment. God, I love torturing him.
He's all time. I mean, he's just all time. He is fun. He is a big personality for sure.
Really fantastic.
Jack 5 and ace king. So ace king on the river here. Pretty clean run out. Would expect he is going to go for it, but let's see. Does get all of it except the blind. Shoves it in, and Rodrigo, will your opponent bluff here or not?
I mean, Volka's been playing pretty tight. I think I'd be surprised to see a call here with a jack. They do bluff.
People bluff, and especially maybe that's what he's thinking. I know you're tight.
No,
but that's even more reason why you would get credit here. I don't think he's going to call that. I think that the fact is, though, he's got a pretty good bluff catcher candidate in some respects. He does have a heart, but he doesn't have a queen, a 10, an ace. What hands is his opponent blocking like king jack? I mean, it's just does his opponent, how many value hands does his opponent on the button get to shove here? I don't think he's going to call, but hey, been wrong. And it's also with the whole cards up, right? You're always a little biased. How have you felt doing commentary over the years on ESPN World Series of Poker coverage with getting to see the cards, calling the action? Do you feel like it's, you know, do you feel like it's sort of biased in a way where it's like hard to not take that into account and call the action? Or what have been some tricks over the years doing that?
Well, I used to enjoy doing the commentary a lot more when you couldn't see the cards. Once I could see the cards, I got all confused. But when I was trying to guess what people had as it was happening, I always thought that was more entertaining and certainly more challenging. And then as soon as I could see the cards, I could never figure out what people were going to do. It was kind of funny. But man, I missed doing the commentary. Wow. It was in, oh, he called. Wow. No, maybe he's happy he pulled the sevens at this point.
Man, 2.2 man.
Vogelsang is dripping.
Yeah, Vogelsang hasn't really had it going. He's had a couple hands where he's, you know, flatted, had premium holdings and had to get blown off as well. A couple 100K, 2 120s out the door as he is still in the mix with 2 million. We've got our friend Pedro, the Brazilian, 1.6. Both Brazilians sitting okay. And we are really only Ravid is sort of separated himself. Got that fortunate hand with quads versus the 8 on the king 8 turn king, and here he goes again. I would assume he's going to be popping it up. He also could just call it this exact holding, right? But I think he's going to execute the 250 sort of 4x 3.5x sizing, put pressure on middling stack. There's also a wow, look at that.
That's a big shove. Yeah,
that's a good sign in terms of aggression as we see a player willing to utilize his stack, put people at risk. Of course, again, the ICM is very, very relevant, more sort of like that stack than the shortest stack, although everyone's really tight other than Ravid. A lot of players kind of between really 2.2 and 1 million. So really, really tight, and one outlier here, 5.5 million. As king 4 off, expect him to be raising. We saw him raise this type of hand, early position. He's going to open late position. Taco Fiesta, 2 Jack 9 suiteds in the blind. Vogel saying more attracted to call here as he closes the action. Can't imagine ever folding, and we should see a flop.
It's always nice when you can raise with a king 4 and flop 2 kings and turn a king. Has that ever happened to you?
I mean, I play a lot of poker. A lot of situations I've gotten to experience. So yes, it has. And here, king 4, we're gonna go against jack 9, middle pair. An interesting card though, the king of spades. This could get fun. This is likely we'll go bet call, and then depending on the turn, if it's a spade, Broadway type hand, a queen, a spade. Obviously, a 4, a king would put him into the lead. But let's see if Vogel's saying just going to go with the call, or does he ever have other plans? I don't really see how he could do anything but call, and that is what happened. 8, pretty much a brick, but let's see if we'll see Ravid put on the 2 street or decide to slow down with the 4. Also has a key spade in his hand. Could bluff if a spade comes, maybe decide to check and then see the river. I don't know. This is close. This is wow. Big sizing, attack, and nicely done. Very well played.
Ravid is a beast.
Ravid is really playing well, and he is got 5.8 million chips and good time to fold as he gets out of the way. Vogel saying likely will limp here. Stack size dynamics, king 5 off. I think you do see the unsuited gappers sometimes go for raise, but yeah, dynamically everyone really close, and Boyka loves to see this. King's to king 5 off, and that's one of the best situations you're gonna get. Nice job, Vogel saying to get out of the way. Understand his opponent's gonna be pretty tight there, and gives up the king high. Here's a little more realistic shake out of cards. No one with much. Queen Jack suited versus 8-10 off. 8-10 gonna probably try to come in. Also, a stack could put some pressure on, but the 10-8 off, not really one probably to go for a raise. Let's see. Boyka's been tight though. Maybe start trying to leverage his image a little bit.
Oh, here we go. Leveraging at its finest.
Little leverage. 8-10, Queen Jack suited. Both players with Queen high in the lead, but 8-10's got stuff happening there. He's got a spade wrapped around some turn cards that would be attractive to continue barreling. See what he does. 9-5-3. Would expect a. I mean, the small blind, big blind is very interesting player's strategy here, but I think again there is very nice to bet there.
I don't think Barack has missed one hand without commentary. I like him.
Yeah, he's in the mix. Jungle Man tuning in just messaged me, hey, can I come on as a guest on the show right now? He's asking. Jungle's already been a guest before, but I think you inspired him, Antonio. He's been wondering where you were. Jungle, I remember Premier League. That was my highlight of my poker career, playing Premier League with so many amazing characters and just the whole thing. That call Rast made against Locke. That was one of my favorite hands of all time. That was
remember
big.
when I was with Jungle Man? We went to the Fly Gym with Jungle Man.
Do you remember when you made a bet Jungle Man could keep his shirt off in the cold? He did for like 30 minutes in the freezing cold.
Minutes with Phil. Yeah, I lost that one. Oops.
Oh, Ace Jack, Ace King. The D-Neg's head blocking there. Ace King in the lead versus Ace Jack. 1.8 at stake, and it is looking promising for Barack. And it is going to be a chop. Wow. That's when it's your day. It's your day. When is your day? It is your day. That is a absolute ridiculous run out, and Barack could have used those chips. 2 Israeli flags there battling, and a chop pop. Ace 10. Pick it up. Nice hand. Taco Fiesta. What are we going to do next week, Antonio? You may have to come on the podcast. I was with you. We've been We spent a lot of time the last 2 weeks together. I've been. This is like it almost feels like less exciting because how much time we spent. But I am happy to have you on here today. We've covered a lot of ground the last 2-3 weeks.
It's been nice hanging out. We had a boys trip. We had a wives trip. Now we got a poker thing. I miss my PBF. Ever since you got married and had a kid, you just left me. It's sad over here.
I mean, I think it's actually not. I wouldn't say it's sad. We're moving to the next phase. Less tournaments and traveling and more family time. I got one more baby and then we'll be back. We'll be on the tour.
Professional best friend. You're on to bigger and better. I get it.
I'm just trying to survive. I'm here. I'm working. The screen time's high. It's not like it's different. It's
Let's get screen time. I think the people want to know. Where's the chat? Can people type in who wants?
There is a chat going on. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, I welcome you to do that. If we hit 600 thumbs up on the show, I might tell you my screen time. But that's super private. I can't believe you even brought that up. But yeah,
I don't think screen time is that private. It's not a big
it's private. It tells a lot about what's it's interesting. It's like a very
that doesn't feel
right up there. It's like I disagree. I say that's a private stat.
So much that we named his phone, and I would like to share that name, but I don't know if he'll let me.
I mean, that's fine. That doesn't bother. That's not a big deal to me. But the screen time, that's like it's close there with bank account or zip code. Like you're telling people private stuff.
Bank account and screen time, I think, are slightly different.
They're different, but they're in the neighborhood of what's going on.
They're not in the same zip code. They're not in the same state.
They are, but they're in the same country. And right now, nice fold, nice bet. A little bit of a blocker value merge. Pedro showing off the toolkit here. The book. He has got tricks, and we got kings again. They are getting passed around. Big pair, don't care. Barack gonna open up, but probably not have a customer.
I like that one. Have you used that one before? Big pair, don't care.
No.
You just viewed out right now.
Never said that.
Big pair, don't care.
Yeah. Just reference me on that. We are on a absolute. We have really got. I'm telling you. This is a special group today. It's too bad we lost Nicholas. He is such a fun player to watch, one of the world's best. And we are actually in a 7-handed battle right now. A lot of money at stake. And we are going to be
name of your phone
playing to a winner.
And the name of PBF's phone is Mochi. Since you're never hanging out with just PBF, you're hanging out with PBF and Mochi. We thought that it deserved a name. So whenever you see PBF, you can say, how's Mochi? Because he'll be there with him at all times.
All right, there you have it. Screen time still there is not available for discussion. 600 thumbs up. We're at 188. It did kind of just shoot up. People got excited. It was also part of the giveaway. To get the $50 or $100 at the end of the show, will be at least 50, depending on who wins. Could be 100. I told you those names earlier. I will say that again. I will, once we get down to 3-handed, actually 4-handed, I'll put that in the keyword for the giveaway for today. And of course, Antonio and I are we got a dinner wager. Have you picked? You know where you want to go? Do you have a place you'd like to go for dinner for our wager? It depends where we would catch in on it.
I already said it. Zizi's in Miami.
Okay.
Or Carbone in Vegas.
Okay. Deal. That's fine. I'm behind right now. I think you have the Israeli. You got Ravid. He's Chipley and the Brazilian. You have Pedro as well. I think you got Taco Fiesta. I'm really running out of opportunity. This is bad. Is it maybe a buyout talk? This is actually a run over. I got my horses gone. You've got a lot of chips, a lot of players. I think I do have Rodrigo and I have Vogel saying. So I have 3 million chips. You've got Barack, Ravid, Pedro, and Taco. You got all your guys, I believe. And I have 2. And there's one that neither of us had. Boyka, the dark horse, came with a big payoff, got paid Ace King Jack 5, and now he's in it. Here we go, in position. Like his chances here. He's actually beat 9-8 for 7-9, but like a quarter size bet should do the trick. There it is.
It's crazy just how powerful position and being pre-flop aggressor is. It's just hard to overcome. What can you do? What can you do, PBF?
It's impressive when people do things to overcome it, because there are guys that can combat it and they find ways to win pots that others don't. But this is oftentimes, you are right. That is what is. And here we go, 1.5 versus 1.4. Pretty good spot. Ravi's got his opponents teed up there. Doesn't have to shove though. It's a powerful hand, not needing to just go all in. I think we would have seen a Queen 10. Pocket 4, pocket 5 shove. As played, we are going to see Pedro get the puck, and no one has much in the blinds.
Have you used that line before? Pedro gets the puck.
That one has been said, I'm sure. That's not as on the fly as
Dealer is the puck. I'm a fan. If you really are, you're funny.
I'm having fun. That's the important part. You love what you do. You know, we did a lot of Twitch grinding. You know that you can't play poker in the U.S. from many locations, so that kind of forced me into a different thing. I love the podcast has been cool, and then this has been a great sort of this has been great to have this opportunity to do this show once a week, which I actually really do enjoy, and it is like a forced study session as well. Not only do you get to see the world's best, but you get to have cool guests, catch up, and learn. I will say this has improved my tournament game a lot.
Oh, yeah. Look at that card.
A6, King 3, no problem, no waiting. Boyka making a little bit of a. But what flag is that? I don't know if we can get confirmation on that. I thought it was Belize for a second, but it's not. I don't think. I don't see last one. That would actually be nice to see. And again, Nicholas Ostat was the only Super Millions winner from season 2 on, so someone will be a new winner here. We do have a Barack Wizbrod has won a World Series bracelet as well as Ravid Garby. So strong play from the Israelis. And A6 is going to hang on here and be in a bit of trouble here on the river. King 3, good spot. Even it has the missed clubs as well, right? That's a pretty. He's got a great hand. He's got the clubs that miss. His opponent's weighted more towards ace-x, and he is going to go for a large sizing. I like it a lot. And this is if you got a candidate to call ace-6 off there, no club, definitely would be one to think about. But you see Ravi not stew long over it. Understands the situation and doesn't think his opponent's going to be bluffing there, and just snap folds. Goes right back to work. King Jack off. What is your favorite? What's your favorite? You playing more cash in general, overall. What's your favorite hand? And I guess give me Hold'em and PLO. What's your favorite starting hand in general? Like fun hand to play.
Is the Persian carpet ride in
What is
Hold'em?
it?
9-7. 9-7 of hearts is my favorite. Ooh, look at that, just the nuts. But 9-7 of hearts is the Persian carpet ride. That's what that's been my hand for a very long time. And then in Omaha, I don't really have a hand. Just any 4 cards really work. That's the sick thing.
Yeah, you're not folding a lot, I bet, in that game. That is a. What is there anything behind that? Is that just like a nickname for you because you love it, the Persian carpet ride, or was that? What is that? What's there any backstory to that?
Years ago, I was playing in the Bay Area, and ooh, look at this! We got a big flip.
Hello. Pause the Persian carpet ride. Let's see the ace to ace king classic flip. Vogelsang has not got it going. Can he do it now? He can do it. Some guys win flips. Some guys put it. It's not over, but it's looking dark. Boyka is in trouble. Barney Rubble still would be in if he doesn't hit the 8 on the river, and that is a 3 across. No, it's not. It's 4-sider, and that is a. Is he just make the? Is that 10? 10. Bam. Nuts. Stone cold. Broadway. Not nuts. There's a flush possible, but Ace King does the trick. 2.8 million. Vogelsang, don't panic. All the Vogelsang fans at home, he is back. 2.8 million. Boyka almost just ran away to be in a great spot, but he is still in 2 million and no harm, no foul. We're still 7-handed. Persian carpet ride. Tell me.
I used to play poker with a guy. His name was Cajun Slick, and one night I won a bunch of pots with the 9-7, and he said, you have to have a name. You have to have a hand, and you have to have a name for that hand. You just have to do it. I thought it was kind of silly, but anyway, that night I just picked the 9-7, and somebody said, oh, the Persian carpet ride, and it just kind of stuck. And that was it.
I like it. I didn't know that. I never heard that one. All right, so that's, yeah, fair enough. Everyone's got it. You got to have a hand. It is good to have a signature hand. There's one, and we got... What's that?
What's your hand, BBF?
Well, as you saw in Playground Poker, 4 players by players. I don't have
Wait, did you go on mute? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I'm not on mute. Hello?
Yes, can you hear me at home?
Now you're back.
Antonio?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, we're back.
All right, we're back. Yeah, I don't have a signature hand. I mean, I like Jack 9 suited. That's a fun hand, but I don't have a nickname personal given hand. We'll work on that. 2023 year of the rabbit. We're gonna pick one up and figure it out. Make a signature hand. And at the meantime, though, we're gonna watch a couple of. Ooh, here we go. Ace 9 suited, King 10 suited. It's actually, man, how many? He does fold. Okay, he has more chips than I thought.
Oh, pocket rockets.
Rockets are out, and Boyka with the ace 8 in the big blind. Barack off 11 blind. Still does have raise fold, so of course, one that you're just going to want to try to get. Get action with Boyka. Kind of annoying, right? It's like you feel like you're getting taken advantage of when it is 11 blind air balls, trying to rep strength here. So I don't know. This one I could go either way. It's crazy. He is actually just absolutely piped here. If he were to continue, he is in about the worst shape you can get. I think what's ace-6 off or ace-8 off is like the worst one to be against specifically. But this is a nice. Oh wow.
Oops.
So I actually like this in the sense that calling feels bad, and he's going to find out. Is it the King 4 suited or the Ace 5 suited or some hand that he's willing to raise fold? There is a range. Just like there's the value range here off this stacked up with to min raise, there's also your bluff. So this is essentially him saying, hey, are you bluffing or are you not? The problem is Wizbrod takes it a step further and now calls, not just raises. So this is for Boyka. Let's see if he's able to just check, give up, or if he decides to parlay this play. But looking grim for Boyka. You think he white flags it? Maybe a small bet one time, just try to fold like the king.
You gotta stab at it. There's so much money out there. You can't just.
Yeah, what if it does like 140, 170?
Queen suited or something. You gotta just try.
Yeah.
It's a pretty clean board to just flat again, but I think he just gets it in. It was unlikely that Barack was weak. He's such a short stack, right?
Yeah. So again, the sort of range
opening with King 4, so I actually didn't love the re-raise given his stack size and given the circumstance. Typically, I think it's a stronger play, and that 8, that might hem him up here.
Yeah, that might be his poison. I mean, obviously, still he'd have to hit running 8s. He'd have to hit the 8 on the river. 2 8s left. That would be pretty dramatic. What I'm trying to say though is on the charts, right? If you were to take and look at it, there is the 11-10 blind bluff range. When you have aces and kings, you got to have a few counter hands that you're bluffing with. And there it is, a mystery river. Ooh, 6, and Barack gonna get a nice double up there, and Boyka gonna shuffle some chips back. Was a flip away from having 4.7 and being in control. And we see a look there at the player matchups as two players that have tangoed multiple times have a very impressive results on GGPoker. You can see a look at their earnings as we go to the next hand. Ace Jack versus King 3 suited. King 3 suited closing the action. Likely going to call and go to a flop. And hello, that's what you like. You flop top pair with King high flush draw, Ace Jack off, complete whiff.
Oh, it's so nice flopping top pair and a flush draw.
Super spicy as a turn comes. King Queen does make the board a little more dynamic, although a King 3 suit. I mean, look, you got the King high flush draw, you have top pair, but you are actually, there's hands that you're losing to. And at the moment, though, he's just going to go check call formation, assuming he's got the best hand, doesn't need protection, as he does have the flush draw and does make it. Makes the King high flush, improves from top pair to second up flush draw. Ace Jack got the free shot at a ace or a 10. And let's see size. What can he do size-wise? Maybe goes for the check. Whoa.
Okay. The taco might take a stab at it, given how much we showed, so I don't mind the check.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, you got a little high tech there.
He's probably not getting paid, so he might as well give him a chance to hang himself, right?
Yeah, nice execution. Just didn't work out as we see a blind on blind. Very common part of poker. If you guys are looking at areas to improve your game, blind on blind certainly a spot you see a lot, and I see maybe the most creativity with raises, bluffs, and the widest range of matchups. You see a lot of big pots blind on blind just because the hand range is so wide. What players are playing, and here 10-5, 3-4, not too much going on. And Rodrigo deciding if he wants to check or bet. He does check, makes a 10, which is a welcoming card, although he was in the lead. And Barack not looking to put much more money in here. I think at this point, well, Rodrigo also can be pretty happy here. Doesn't accomplish a ton betting. Got the 10. Doesn't want to get check raised. Should have the best hand. Very wet board. 3-4-4 makes a pair and a heart in the hand. Let's see if Barack feels like there's any need to make a small bet, blocker bet. He does do it. And Rodrigo can't, again, see much else other than just call. It doesn't seem 80K. He's got the 10. 230. Getting a great price. Raise doesn't make sense. Fold doesn't make sense. Maybe he's just multitasking, but just seems pretty clear call here. By raises. And interesting. What do you think about the raise there?
Well, it turns out it was quite genius. I mean, I don't know. He's just trying to get him off of what?
Yeah, I'm a little surprised. I just don't see how he gets called by worse, and what he's getting to fold is better.
Well, he might have the best hand sometimes, and is he getting worse to better to fold? I don't know. That was above my pay grade.
Yep. Aces again, no big deal. Aces were 7-hand again. Blinds have shot up. They are going to go up again here shortly, as we see. Generally, the theme either goes very fast early or fast later. That's just how it works when the blinds get short if we are still 7-handed. So right now, Ravid is playing table captain. He's putting the pressure on. A couple shorter stacks here. Basically, Vogelsang and Ravid very healthy. Everyone else is in a tough spot, sort of ICM jail. And we are still 7-handed. We've seen some dramatic runouts. Ace-6 suited fold there off 20 bigs. Interesting. Rodrigo going to take the open. King 10 suited. He drew Ace-4 off. Not much to think about. And another hand going to the Brazilian way. Ravid I've been impressed with. I feel like he has really been playing aggressive. He's been picking up pots where others aren't willing to. Here we go again. Ace-4 suited. Barack, does he want to come in for a raise? King Jack off. And Ravid definitely could put a lot of pressure on. That's kind of the problem with opening here. You would expect Ravid is gonna put pressure on these middling stacks with a hand such as this. Well. Does not
give it up. It's okay.
Yeah. Sometimes you fold. Sometimes you give up. You don't have to take every single spot. But we are going to see kings again. I will say this is kings and jacks. Here we go. This is the one where it's going to be hard to get away. Taco Fiesta, been patient. He's down to 11 plus bigs. This is a surfs up, and we are going to see 5 as Rodrigo has got him in a bad spot. 4-1, paint over paint.
Pink. Wow.
Result.
I like that.
That is actually, that is like, I mean, I'm really in Barney right now. There's a lot of trouble happening. Vogelsang is my hope. It's looking like it's looking dicey, but
look at this.
Wow, aces to kings. I mean, come on. This is, unless you're actually both your guys. I don't even have rooting interest, but aces to kings. Pedro can't believe he was chip leader 9-handed. Now he's short. Maybe is there ever a flat from Barack? I don't think so. To be cute, kings is.
I can't be too loud. My daughter is napping. PBF, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. What's happening?
Hello?
Yep, now I can hear you.
Wonder if that's somehow me. But I doubt it. There it is upstairs. Pedro, is he thinking, is there a chance to flat? I guess, does he have flat off this stack? I mean, do you? No, I don't think you do. Well, you do. I guess you do. He decides you do. He calls kings and aces, nothing going on the flop, and this is Barack. Got to be a little concerned, right, by the flat, but what are you going to do? You got kings.
Whatever.
And what do you think Pedro's flatting, though? Like, what could he actually be flatting?
There's just no way kings are ever getting away from it. Ever.
I've seen some crazy stuff, but yeah, this off this stack size. I mean, I'm just trying to think realistically, what other hands is Pedro flatting here, though? Yeah, king, queen, maybe like queen, jack suited or something. I just don't think he is. King, queen suited, like.
This would be the most epic fold of all time. I don't think it's possible.
Yeah, I'm with you, but it's Barack is not. He definitely realizes the likelihood is strong. This is not like he's not going to be shocked to see this turned over, but I mean, okay, there it is. As you said, it is needing running diamonds, a king, and internet disconnect. Those are the options for not to lose here. Kings are in trouble, and the river card is. We've seen too much violence on the runouts today. Not going to happen there. 2.7. Pedro back in a pretty good spot as we see Barack now on the short stack, 600K. 80K big blind. Things are going a little cigarette there, getting put over his way, getting smoked on that one. That was tough, and we are going to be needing a lot of help if you're in the Barack Wizbrod camp. As we said, we are still seven-handed, and we are getting a walk as a chip leader. Over 6 million now. 3 big stacks, 3 short stacks. Taco Fiesta kind of in the middle here.
Oh, ace queen is all in for sure.
Ooh, eights. Hello, eights is in there. Whoa! For 10 blinds as chip leader, that's a study point. I gotta peel that one.
Under the gun opens, right? What's he gonna do?
Oh, was it an open? Who opened?
Pedro.
Okay, okay.
Shift it. That's a whole different game.
You got it. You're right. That's why you're here. That's why you get paid the big bucks. You got it. I missed that one. I missed it. We got pairs. This is the pair day. This must be a national.
Are you paying me for this today?
Well, you potentially with a dinner. I mean, it wasn't even flip equity, but yeah, you're looking favorite for a nice dinner right now. But
he's slightly higher than for you. I'll waive the fee.
Okay, appreciate that. That's big. We are. I don't even want to ask what your fee would have been today normally, but we did get it in. We did get it in today. We got it done. We were there. We tried to do it live. We actually did try to do this show live a couple weeks ago, but we had to audible.
It was tough. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
All right. We got a 9-5 queens. Vocal saying on the over pair to the board. Very nice flop. His opponent didn't have anything, as Tony will be joining us in a second. We are literally gonna play to a winner today. Robert Vasquez in the mix. Good to see you, man, on YouTube. I want to remind you guys for that hands up promo going. Fours, ace two. Gonna certainly be wanting to hang on, although fours are pretty dicey here, right? There's still 2 overs. Your opponent has a wide range on the button. The pot's going to be big if you call. We got 800 in the middle. You got 2 million. It's getting pretty dicey, and actually fold does make a lot of sense. So well played from Ravid, putting pressure on, winning with the worst hand. As he is getting a license to go to work right now. And anyone at home watching, please let us know if you're enjoying the show. Got the thumbs up. We are going to be doing a giveaway soon. We'll put that up for the keyword, and you will need to have hit the thumbs up, of course, if you're enjoying the show, that is. And we will be awarding a $50 or $100 ticket, either $50 in cash ticket on GG or a 100 tournament ticket at the end of the show. We'll let you know who that is. I believe on the $100, you guys have Vogelsang and Pedro. And that might be it for now, but we'll figure it out. And King 6 suited 9. 9's going to pick it up a nice open raise takedown. King 6 suited opens light, runs into a premium hand. All right, 10-6 shoves. King 10 calls, 10-6. Big moment for both players. King 10 locks up the pot. Of course, there could be a chop, but that would be unfortunate. And Boyka, who was the short stack, is now the short stack again with 7 left. And a nice hand for the taxi. Anyone in Houston knows what I'm talking about, King 10. One of the nicknames. We did hear Antonio's 9-7 suited nickname. Any other cool nicknames, you guys in the chat? Anyone want to give us maybe some we haven't heard? Or your personal nickname for a hand and why? There are a lot. There are a lot. I gotta say, I do find myself hearing new nicknames. Of course, for a personal one, I wouldn't have heard, but if it's a generic one, there's some cool ones. There are ones that get made up that do come to the Poker Almanac.
I had to get some socks. My feet are freezing. Whew. All right. We're back, PBF. We're back. What do we got?
You never left. We're right back. I'm here. I'm told you gotta go get socks. You gotta go. What you gotta do? Food, drink, massage, whatever you need. I'm here. I'll be finishing out. If you gotta, it's not easy. I'm used to this. The 2-3 hour grinds, the audience, the camaraderie. But if someone has a guest coming in, I get it. It's not always gonna be easy to just sit still and dial through. I understand.
Commentary isn't easy.
Kid 4-4. Kid 4-4 bottom set. Little set for Ravi trying to speed things up. He's going to bet. And Rodrigo, King Jack, peels out of the big. It's a pretty big hand. You got the over gut shot. You do peel. And you are in Barney right now. He has got needs a 10 and a 10 only. One to come. And he's not getting a free card, that's for sure. Queen 9-4-5. Set of 4s. Effectively, just got the stone colds. And he is going to go for a little taxation. 280. Rodrigo, time to exit stage left, and we are still 7-handed, but you missed a shove from Boyka, blind on blind. He said, how can the guy call? He shoved 10-6 off. His opponent had King 10, and he is now down to 3 blinds. So we are getting closer. A little walk. I'm telling you, when it's going your way, how many times that you've won 3 bracelets? How many when you just know it's working, that you're getting walks, you're getting things through, things are going your way. Here it is, 4-10 off, putting pressure. If you're Padilla, you don't want to get involved right now. You got a guy that's about to bow out for a pay jump. You have a suited King Deuce. He's also not afraid, though. 3x, got to believe he's going to peel here. Take us to a flop. Saw him peel the 8-4 suited.
Man,
Is there a chance he raises?
10-4 off. He just doesn't care.
He very much cares. He's just playing the playbook. He's playing it out. And this time, trip kings for Pedro. Little reverse situation. 10-4 off. Stone cold whiff.
Well, this would be an impressive just check fold without even trying to lead. What do you think? Check back or a little bet? I like to check back, get him to hang himself.
Yeah, some other hand combinations of value do come to. Look at that. Look at that. He has got his man speeding. That is a no bluff. That is a no equity bluff, I should say. That is just a full speed, absolute disregard for semi, this, that, blockers. He's just straight out the door going street on him. And a 3 on the river. 4-7 would be a straight. He's got 1 card in there relevant to what's happening. I don't know. 1.2 in a million. There's a guy with 232K. He really try to lean here. And no, he just says, you know what? My man's not afraid. I'm not going to try to hero him off. I'll wave the white flag. I'm not too proud. It's okay. It's important to have that gear of give up. That is not an automatic shell off. And now Pedro with a weak king has trips. Gotta believe he's gonna suss out some value here. A lot of stuff misses. You know, I was checked around on the flop, right? So there's all the 7/8s. There's that he could have some draws, he could have some spades that miss. So maybe even goes a little bigger, exploit sizing. Look at this, big sizing coming in. Nice bet.
I gotta take my daily multivitamins so I can stay young and hang out with you young bucks.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, we've got a very loyal fan base. A lot of people in there. 2,400 people watching right now. Hello to everyone out there. Let us know where you're watching from. You do have the man, the myth, Antonio Magish, Esfandiari in the house, taking notes. He's studying up. I'm telling you, he's gonna come back one day with the force in the tournament circuit. It might be when he's in his 50s, but here we go. All in. King 9, Ace 10, King 9 in the lead. This is potentially another knockout. It is very thin pickings. Needs a jack or a jack only, or we will be down to 6, and it is not paint. There is a knockout. Everyone, the GG golfer claps around. Look at the D-Negs golfer clap emojis. I mean, just a ton of respect for D-Negs as he is now on #3 all-time earner. And that hurt. I was there in person. Playground Poker, you were #1. You have your banner up, all your accolades, and they just put a thing up. They got on the stand, did the ladder, and they just covered up your #1 to #2. And from there, I think that was your last real tournament go. You never really were playing a ton of poker after that tournament-wise, and we are seeing our friend Daniel Negreanu have a lot of success in the recent years in poker. Are you surprised to see Daniel Phil, these guys going so hard in the tournaments and around and mixing up, or did you always know back in the day? I mean, it's been like what, 20 years you've been playing with these guys. Did you think any of them were gonna bow out? Like give me those three: Seidel, Helmuth, and then Daniel.
At some point might have thrown the towel and done something else. I don't know. I mean, but he's such an absolute legend. He's one of my favorite people in the poker community. Daniel, no, he was never gonna. He's always poker full throttle till the end, and so is Phil. I never thought either one of them would ever step away for any reason. And you're gonna give a lot of credit to Daniel. He put in a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of effort, and got, pretty darn good is what I hear. Phil, I don't know how Phil ever wins at poker, but he does. The man just gets it done.
Yeah, Daniel.
Everyone's got a style.
Oh, say it again.
I said everyone's got a style.
Everyone has a style. Daniel Styles, hybrid poker, poster boy for that. I got to give him a plug. He is using that and working hard. You're right. He has worked hard in his game. Do you believe Phil Hellmuth has not done solver or study work based on how he plays? Do you think he is purely feel, or do you think he's diving in and doing some work behind the scenes?
I personally never did solver or any of that work myself. So if he says he hasn't, I totally believe him. He certainly, from what I remember a few years ago, he never played like he did any of the solver stuff, right? He always played from a white magic perspective. So if he says it, I believe him.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean,
the thing is, he's a sharp guy, right? He's aware. It's not like, I'm sure he's looked at stuff. He talks poker with people, so it's not like he's just oblivious to what that is. But yeah, I don't think he's in there plugging in PO solver ranges after tournaments. But yeah,
I don't think so.
That's an underdog. All right, well, we've lost a player. We are down to 6, and the blinds have gone up to 50, 100. So this time, you can see it's very thin. Ravid's got 63 bigs. We got some 20 blinds, 30 blinds. Barack on 10, and Rodrigo on 5. With aces, again, Antonio setting records. That's what you do. You bring power, you bring magic, and you bring big hands. Aces to jacks, and this is looks like a Brazilian on Brazilian situation here, although it is going to be what Vocal saying, getting another fairly strong hand in a bad spot. He keeps flatting, keeps getting behind him, getting in spots here. Like I think, is there a chance he 3-bets? That would be a ridiculously beneficial spot for Rodrigo. If he 3-bets, he's going to get the extra 230 off of his 600 stack, and he is going to get this. So that is wow. Do jacks get away though? Does he save Pedro the extra 400 and you get the extra 230? That would be pretty magical. I mean, it's a tough spot for jacks, but you're not worried about Rodrigo with 6 blinds.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky here. given the right ICM is a huge consideration here, right? But if I'm me, I'm always just trying to go for the win here. And given that Vogelsang can be 3-betting me with all sorts of hands, I'm probably shipping here. But that's me. I'm always trying to win the tournament. I know it's probably wrong, right? Given ICM.
This one's really close. I actually don't know. I think Vogelsang's been so in line. I think that, you know, part of I think he may actually ship it though, realizing that the blinds are so short. I think he realizes that looks like he thinks Pedro may be light here, right? So he's kind of like isolating against those. So I'm surprised he folds. I'd love to look at this spot, but as it turns out, aces to ace 10, even a better spot. Rodrigo gets the extra money, doesn't have to avoid the jack, and now we need runner for Vogelsang, which will not be the case. So big pickup for Rodrigo, nice timing, and another massive hand with aces, kings, queens. We've seen, I would say this has got to be a record anyway at home that is watching. This has to be the biggest hand distribution we've seen. I mean, kings, again, it does seem like every hand, as a matter of fact.
Every hand.
Every hand, it's, you know, yeah, it's intense. It is intense. Well, we are kings to queen 10 suited. See about Ravi. Does he just keep going with the aggression? We see under the gun raise. I don't see flatting. Dowdy will do it in this spot. Why not? He's been so aggressive. Why not keep it up? And this time Pedro actually with the real hand, pretty annoying.
No, queen 10 suited. I mean,
yeah, not the time. Not the time. We also got an 800K stack. You're ahead of. You're basically Taco Fiesta's been pretty straightforward. And queens are here. We had a big pair again. Queens to king 10, ace 10, and this could be a collision. I think this has got all the makings of Rodrigo. If Barack decides to fold, not shove, and ooh, wow. Could be a double knockout, Antonio. Oh, it could be very well. Snaps it in. This could be down to 4 just like that. This is actually, they're blocking. They got the ace together. The queens look so powerful. Ravid just going to have potentially a full run over situation. Could it just work like that? Does it work where you just get the hold, pick up double knockout, take us down to 4-handed? 155 would be locked up. Barack, though. Barack, when he commits like that, he folded. He folded because that's why he did that, for that exact reason, and not go all in. I got to talk to you about this in a second. Let's see if, first of all, we can get the hold and Ravid can get us down to 5, which he does. So, interesting. Barack was shorter. He's going to pay jump from 5th to 4th, right? So he picks up an extra 32,000. So that's something. The interesting part there is, though, versus min raising, why make it 450, right? Why not make it like 350 or 380 or 320? Look committal when you see a all in and all in. Are you familiar with that? That is something I see a lot where people do this all bet, commit, but not all in. And then when action comes, what do you think on that?
I don't understand. Why wouldn't he make it 320, 340 and then just fold? Why not save that extra 70, 80 grand?
Or even 100. I think he bet like, yeah, that's actually, I understand the logic on it. I don't understand the cutoff or what the actual math, why it's this versus that. That would be my thought, to save the extra blind or half a blind or something. But, you know, as it stands, that's what happened. I know there's a rhyme and reason to it, but we are going to get to see now a all-in 7s versus 2 unders. Not something you see very often, but it again is a short stack. Of course, can't be that selective, and he is going to get his money's worth on a sweat with a needing a heart, or we will be down to 4 as it was before, and it is not a heart. GG's around. D-Negs claps for the whole table. I mean, Daniel's really doing it. This guy is everywhere. He's got his face. People are applauding. The top pros in the world are using the D-Negs golfer clap as a default good game. I mean, man, what a guy. It's just unreal. What a time to be alive. Ace 9, Ace 5, 9-7 suited. We're down to 4. And Ravid has been playing very aggressive. I think we're going to get to see Ravid kind of... This is one of the rare times, 4-handed, we see this large of a lead, and he's got it teed up. He's got them all with the same size. So you take a look at first, 323. Take a look at fourth, 155. You got a 100K difference between second and fourth, and I think we're going to get to see Ravid really leverage that at the moment.
I have
All right,
three
he's
picks
gonna.
left. You have one PBF.
What's that?
3 of my picks are still in.
I need a lot of help. I'm already predicting that Vogelsang is going to figure this out. This is what he's done. He's studied. He's worked. He knows these he's going to just find a way. Heads up will be like a 2-to-1 dog. Heads up and find a way to make you sweat for your ZZs.
To overcome a 4-to-1 chip lead and 2 other players. Not easy. It can be done, but it's not easy.
It can be done. I've seen it done. I'm in a lot of hurt, and we're gonna launch the giveaway, and I'm gonna put the keyword's gonna be GG. And let's see, let's do it that way. All right, so guys, keyword for $50 or $100, it's gonna be GG space Magic Antonio space your GG username. Magic Antonio. He does have social media on Instagram, Twitter. Give him a follow. Not very active, but still, you know, let's give him a little something today. Let's get him out there. He's really, let's throw it out there. GG space Magic Antonio space your username. You gotta hit the thumbs up. 265 right there. We are gonna rock and roll. There you guys go. And there we go. We got it. Giveaway activated. You gotta put your username after Magic Antonio. So any of you putting Magic Antonio, appreciate it. You got to put it in after to be eligible, and then someone's getting the 50 or 100 ticket. We're four-handed. This could go fast. Ace Queen Vogelsang, picking up chips, and fives. Is this just a walk, right? I mean, Vogelsang, maybe a limp, probably a limp. Get the limp game going. Start exercising that. Let him know that he's not just going to roll over. There it is. There's the limp. Fives, maybe just Chipotle, tacos, burritos. Just all of it. There it is. There it is. Four-handed. Ravi could make quick work. I just feel like he's got that. He's got it in him. He's got it in him. He knows what to do. He knows the hand selections.
Ooh,
and
big here.
Ooh, I think, does he just get away with the? If it folds, does he actually? I don't know if he has a fold button here though. Like, okay, now he does. What do you think he would have done if it folded to him in the small? Limped, or do you think he would have put pressure there?
What do you have?
Deuce 3 off.
Deuce 3 off. I mean, given the circumstances, he might have, given the way he's been playing, right? He didn't care if he had King 4 offsuit or 10-4 offsuit, but Deuce 3 is pretty ugly. What did he make it? 550?
Yeah. I think it was right. Yeah, 5.
Ace Jack here for Ravid. This is so much more fun than watching 8 or 9-handed.
Yeah, no, there's more things happening here, and this is a flat Ace Jack, Ace 6 suited, and a bit of. This is tough. Vogelsang's not used to this. He's four-handed. He's out of position, and he's got a tough spot. He actually does not have the best hand. He's got backdoor nut flush draw. See if he comes for any type of bet, or if he's just protecting stack and going to decide to check, get out of the way here.
Oopsie.
Vogelsang.
What do you? I mean, you just check call.
Check.
Going to think that. You definitely don't want to get. You don't want to bet and get raised here. That's for sure.
Yeah, I would be shocked if he bets, but man, he knows the move. I'll tell you, whatever he does is going to be the right thing. I think he expects his opponent to bet a king though a lot.
Because it is right. We're just wrong.
Yeah, well, he'll be happy to see no resistance and a 6, likely the best hand. You would expect your opponent to be betting.
Right? So this is one of those spots where, like, if it was the deuce of clubs, you might even bet super small to try and induce a little raise, right? Because there's no way that Ravid would have checked back a king twice or a 9 twice, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, he's got the ace of hearts. Interesting though. It wouldn't, like I said, I don't think if he did have the actual flush here draw, I don't think there's much scenarios where he would check back.
I love the value. I love the value bet as long as you're prepared to call, right? Because you certainly don't want to get blown off the hand.
Wow. He just takes it. These guys, like you said, these guys just take it. This is interesting. Now this really comes down. What does Robbie do with like ace-5 of hearts or ace-9, ace-8 of hearts on the turn? Do you think he might just check? And that's what it comes down to. Vogel saying same. Does he bet?
Only repping a flush, and that's it. There's nothing else, right? And would he really go all in with a flush here? That's the question. I think he's going to find a call. I really do.
Man, you're a massive Vogelsang fan. You really just think he just gets it right always. I guess when the guy just
look, if the guy made a runner flush, kudos to him. But that's the only hand he can have, right? He can't have anything else. He folded it. Oh wow.
I don't think he would have called there, but I agree with you. I think it comes down to what is Robbie doing with the ace X of heart on the turn? Does he bet it always, or the flatting hands he has? Very interesting hand. And here we go. Kings four-handed even. Four-handed, we got the big pair. Don't care club. Upstairs, fours through every pair. We got really big pairs are awarded. I would love to. If anyone at home wants to go back and tweet at me, if we can go through and tell me actually how many like queens plus we saw. We saw a lot. I mean, it might be 25. Like it's been at least like kings
Definitely.
and aces alone. More? Yeah, it's a lot.
Definitely.
There's the set. Middle set. Vogelsang's got a 9. Got a 9, but ooh, hangs on. He's in danger territory, drawing dead, and he is drawing to a 7 or 9 that would put him to bed. That would be the end of him. But as it plays, ace kings with a absolute hammerlock on the hand. Doesn't have to go huge here.
So the longest this could possibly go is all their time banks combined, essentially. Because then after that, they only get 5 seconds per decision, right?
Right, but yeah, it could. I mean, there's been times where there's like 2 guys with no time bank. It could take a bit, right? They still play. It's just quick. It's not like it's over.
But typically it ends before people run out of time.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's very rare anyone runs out of shot clock. But I've seen 2 both do it, and I've seen like 1 usually maybe. Like here, I doubt anyone will run out of clock. I mean, Ravid's got him in a world of hurt right now for sure. Blinds are big and they're going up as well in 7 hands. 4-handed goes fast. And there you go. GG Space Magic Antonio Space. Your GG username. We got 300 thumbs up. We have 2,500 plus watching today. Appreciate you guys. There's the jacks. Got the raise.
I mean, it used to be if you have under 20 bigs, you would just shove these kind of hands, right? But I see them opening a lot more. Has that kind of shifted in that direction, PBF?
Yeah, it's definitely the game's really changed a lot. It's super interesting. The tournament, the guys are so good. So many great players now, and it is hard to keep up. I do remember back in the day there was that period where it was like 3-bet, 4-bet, 5-bet, 6-bet ace-2 soft. Vanessa Selps, that was a fun one to play with. Who got the best of you in that? What do you feel like? Because she was tough, but like you guys definitely battled.
She always owned my soul. Whatever happened to her? She doesn't play anymore?
I think she's like with the fun. She's adopted a child, I believe, with their girlfriend, or they were trying, or wife. I'm sorry, or wife maybe. I really don't know. I never got to know her that well. She obviously seemed super sharp, smart, and
I was always
did well.
a big fan of that. She was such a beast.
Yeah. Yeah, I always remember thinking, I was like, man, playing poker, it's fun. Like for my style, majority of the time when I was on tour, it's very solid, tight. Like I was like, man, that must be fun to just play like that. Like to just be like, at any point, you're just ready to rip it all in all the time. She really did have a unique style.
She had serious heart.
A lot of heart. Good save. Ooh, ace, queen, king 5. So, all right, Ravi, the run over path has gotten a few people chipped up a little, but can't blame him how he's paid.
second, please. No.
All right, we're four-handed. Couple real hands here. Interesting. Again, blind on blind. This is this could go bet. This could go bet, shove call. I mean, it's probably gonna go shove. And Vogel's saying with the king jack off as the shortest stack. Don't really see how he could fold. And four left, and he's just gonna dominate. Does call fast. Here we go. Ace eight, king jack, taco fiesta is against man. It's just it does seem it's not over, but he just got.
I would give you 3-0.
Wow, that might have been a bonus. No, oh no, no. Oh, I thought it was. That would have been a tough one. All right, I love it. Like I said, Vogel, let's go, baby. Here we go. Vogel saying hanging in. He's gonna get a heads up. We'll get a sweat. And this is Taco Fiesta. A bit unlucky. Doesn't it just seem like the greats? They find a way. They just don't go away. I mean, Vogel saying was up against it there.
Don't go away. So
it's
true.
Just amazing. Like, how does he find it there? He's like, he's not ahead. You know what I mean? He's not ahead. All right, king four suited, 4-5. Ravid going right back to work. And now there is a short stack. Taco Fiesta is below, right at 11 blinds. King four suited, interesting spot. What to do? Maybe 400. Wow, interesting. I'm gonna study the four. We gotta check that a little more. That is a full on stuff. I guess just realizing how tight you have to be. The actual hand you're supposed to fold or call with is like crazy tight there, for Pedro. It's important to know if your player you're playing that style against respects ICM or not, too, because some people just don't, and they're going to call you with the ace-10 off or whatever, ace-9 off. Oh, put it in the big pair club. Put it in. Kings, 9-3 off. No one's got anything. Taco Fiesta getting shorter. We have set a record. I'm going to announce the giveaway here shortly, guys, when we get the heads up. So you still have time. Hit the thumbs up if you're enjoying the show. GG Space Magic Antonio Space, your GGPoker username. If you don't have a GGPoker username, give it to a friend. I know you have a friend that plays on GGPoker. Maybe gift it to him. Give it to him. Split it with them. Put it in and run it. And we got board coverage here. People have got stuff on this board. 3 million, 8 million, 600 in the middle.
I don't understand. Does the clock not start running until after 5 seconds?
Yeah, they get a little bit of time and then the clock runs. So they get to it's not just like
okay.
They start using their thinking. It activates. There it is, activated. 3:43. Everyone pretty healthy on time.
So there's a little buffer that I wasn't aware of.
Little Bruce, no buffer, a little action. It's not just like an auto. That would be a fun way to do it. That'd be interesting if they just ran it. They just said, hey, you got this total time, see what happens. But everyone's playing pretty fast.
I knew he was going to go all in. I mean, he's only betting a flush all in, right? This is a tough call. But he's not doing this with a 10. He's not doing it with an 8. It's only a flush. He knows that he knows that he knows that he knows about the ICM. It's a tough call. Very tough. But sometimes you got to find these calls, you know?
So he blocks Jack 9. I think just, again, thinking, would he have played a flush draw like this? Like, does he just not bet his flush draw at any point? But still, it's hard to call, and you can know it's not whatever. You're getting abused, and that's a lot of money. 100 grand between second and fourth, and we just got to see a demonstration. Robbie chipping up, and he is in a good spot.
What a beast. Two big all-ins on the river with stone cold bluff both times. Respect.
Yeah, really been interesting. Some great hands today. Saw some really big calls, folds, and here we go. King 5 off, gonna raise. Taco gets out flop in theory. The 5, such a equity, such nice to have open ended. Just gonna rip it in. Taco Fiesta, the risk premium, the lowest. Not a big deal if he goes out. Everyone's got 2-3x more than him, and Queen 10 suited, and we are likely. Ooh, the 10-8 open, gonna probably save Pedro. Well, I should say Taco Fiesta. Taco Fiesta goes from probably going to get it in dominated to now maybe just get a shove through. Pedro could just jam here too. But ICM would not say that's the number one play, I'm sure, and he does fold. Look at that. What a swing of events. So Taco gets a much needed pickup of chips.
Oh, and then wakes up with ace king. Nice timing, Taco.
Taco not ready to bow out. Big swing for him for sure. Got kind of back in it all of a sudden. 1.7, basically tied with Pedro.
Oh, what does Pedro do here? I don't think Ravid calls, right? Sixes? 1.6? Maybe.
It's interesting because he's just crushing them, right? First in, no flipping. So he does go for it, though. He does take the flip. Queen Jack just looks so strong against sixes. So much to overcome. Straights, flushes, everything. And Queen Jack suited does pair up and is going to be in a good spot if he can avoid that nasty river. We've seen a lot of interesting runouts. That is not one. Double up. So that was a big swing. We would have been close to out the door. Now we got a little poker. Taco Fiesta. What a butterfly effect. With the 8-10 open, instead of folding, King Jack would have opened, called it off, would have been probably out the door. Instead, we are seeing some more poker, and Robbie, though, still 8 million, very healthy. Vogel saying, my last hope for dinner. You guys still put in the giveaway. I see you guys. Hit the thumbs up. Enter GG Space Magic Antonio Space, your GGPoker username, or a friend's if you don't have one. And in terms of the giveaway for 50 or 100, I can't remember who else they had. I think I gave them Pedro and Vogel saying out of the 4. So you guys got 2 of the 4 for the 50. It's been 100 most weeks. If we get the 500 thumbs up, I'll just give 100, but it's going to be 50 or 100. You guys are underdog, Chippy V-wise. You got about 4 million versus 11. So if you're looking for the extra 50 in the giveaway, hit the thumbs up. If we get the 600 screen times released, 500, you get the 100 giveaway, not 50. And we are gonna play to a winner. And this is I see your brain working here. This is Antonio. This is hard to close out. How many seconds do you have World Series? You got 3 wins. Any seconds, or you kind of just closed out every big tournament?
I've never taken second in a tournament. I don't think.
Oh, I remember one actually in Cyprus.
Oh, that was.
Oh, we both final tabled the 5K, and that was a good memory. Yeah, interesting. It was a deal though, right? You actually did get a deal, chopped the money, and then played. It was like a friend, a guy you knew, and whatever you guys. Yeah, but it was actually in theory you didn't because it was a prize pool, I believe, chopped prize wise. So
Yeah, you had to be.
And what?
So you had to be there.
Yeah. Ace King Vogel saying getting stuff on snap fold, knows the right play. Pedro on the chopping block now was the chip leader 9-handed. 4th, I think, if you chip leader into a final table, depending on how big a lead or how it shakes out, top 3, podium's definitely the place you want to be. 4th would be a little disappointing, but still 155K score. Never easy to close tournaments. You can't just go wire to wire. There's adversity. We saw him get it in, Ace King to Queens, hit the King, Queen River. We saw him get it 9s to 5s right out the gate. So Pedro, I think he's had a little bit of adversity today for sure. Not been a clean ride. And 3 quality hands here. Ooh, this is going to go shove, probably call. Ace 9, very close. He's got a call, right?
Here for sure. Or same kind of deal. Oh, Ace 9 snap fold.
Very close. Ace 10. I mean, it's crazy because Ace 10, I'm sure he'd call. It's got to be like.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the cutoff. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, but yeah, I think he's speaking about a little bit. These are tough. 4-handed, Ace 7. You know it's the best hand. You just rip it. You just rip it, right? There you go. King Jack, Ace 7. Yeah, kind of awkward stack sizes. Is it just a rip to call? Yeah, it's close. Taco gonna fold the King Jack.
I'm sure. Strong shove. It's brutal to call that hand and then just play after the flop. Out of position. No bueno.
Yep. And same thing. Like Ravi's chipped down a little, but all of a sudden back to 8 million. Everyone kind of around, 2.5. So still in a good spot. Blinds are up. We're gonna see fireworks here. 71.40. It's that time.
71.40. Wow, that's pretty big.
Yeah. There are 159 entrants in the tournament. Total entries. 350 thumbs up so far, guys. Get to 500. It's automatically a 100 giveaway. We are on a track. We've got 2,800 watching. 8, 9, top 2. Hello. Vogel saying Carbone, baby. I might invite Vogel saying if he can knock it out. We might invite him.
Where is he from
as well? What's that?
Where's he from?
I believe Germany, but Austria. I think a lot of Germans live in Austria. Tax stuff. They've been there for a while, but yeah, he's one of the German guys that can get it done. Top 2, 8, 9 deuce rainbow. The life of Vogel. Do we get a sweat on the turn? A deuce, a 4, a 5, an ace, or is it just? And is it a raise here? No, just a call. There's a little sweat. Now an ace or a 3 would not be the best hand if it were to come on the river. He just checks it over, knows his opponent. Little side del chan action. Slipping it over. Pedro with the diamond. Does he keep telling a story? He does beat hands, right? There's a lot of hands he's beating. 10 jack, jack queen, queen 10, 6 7, all those things. He is going to check back when he hits the 3, and now a pretty clear value bet with top 2 pair on 2, 3, 4, 8, 9 deuce. And let's see. Ace 3 actually could call some sort of bet here, right? A lot of stuff misses. Definitely could get sticky. 600 from Vogelsang. What do you think? Just
yeah, probably.
Healthy, but not too much. It looks bluffy. He realizes a lot misses. This is where the best get it right. They just get the right sizing. They know what their opponent has. They know what their opponent thinks they have, and then they get the right sizing. I think 600 feels not too greedy, but could be a bluff. Then Vogelsang might throw an overbet. He might go full tax. $1 million. Make 840. Okay. We haven't really seen the cape. We saw the cape. We saw the 1 jack, right? Where the guy called with the ace king. He called with the jack. Well, other than that, not a lot of hero calls. Not a lot's gone wrong. And I think Pedro might call here.
Yeah, when you check back the 3 on the turn, it's just so weak to check back, right? You're betting all your overpairs and whatnot, and he knows that he knows, so look them up.
He did call. He did call. Nice hand from Vogelsang, Carbone. A lot of good dessert trays there. We are back. We are not out yet. I knew Vogelsang would get heads up. I just had a feeling he's going to find a way. He's going to battle. And can Gabi do it? I don't know. Can Gabi do it? Not much hands here. 3-5. Oh, wow. He's going to shove the 5-3 suited versus the short stack. A little surprised by that. And Jack Queen in a good spot to get back into it. Spade or a 4 or a deuce for a sweat. 5 is actually into the lead. We could be down to 3. Just got to fade the river. Any paint would do. Not going to be 5-3. Does shove. Does take it down 3-handed. And we have got everyone what they're asking for. It heads up, I will announce the winner of the giveaway. We're going to give you guys a little longer. Jack 8 suited. Here we go. And we got a little play left, but this is getting close to it. We are down to 3. And we are going to see a potential battle. And we are going to see. Does Vogel, does he ever just put a little, does he pop it up? The King 7 seems like a nice, wow, look at that. I don't have that one. I got to look at that. I'm curious. That is just a full on. I don't understand that specific hand. Why? I mean, that's there's something there. That's going to be, I got to put a note, timestamp that. King 7 suited in second healthfully decides to just rip it in. And look at this, Antonio. You might make your lunch date after all. We got stuff going on here. Queens, queen, king, ace 4. And man, if you're 3-handed queen, king, short stack, and Vogelsang pops it up to 840 here, Do you have a fold, or do you just go, or 7? Maybe he just goes a little smaller, exploit it, right? Short stack, look like he has some folds. 750. He's
I'm
just
probably
going up. Wow, even this looks weaker to me. Yeah, I think this might be. We could be heads up as I just described for all of it, for the whole deal. We might just be here. I don't think that Taco's gonna fold, but it looks committing, doesn't it?
certainly
I'm a little
just
surprised by the sizing.
yeah, it's a little bigger than I expected for sure. Wow.
But yeah, the other side of that, maybe it looks a little weaker. I don't know. It just doesn't look like he can fold, though. That's the thing. If he makes it 780 or not 800, maybe like the guy thinks he could fold, and he's just like, oh, I got the hand. But either way, Taco Fiesta kind of gets out of dodge there. 2 million. We got 9 million, 5 million, 2 million. We got a lot at stake for your guys' giveaway. We're getting close to the 500 thumbs up. It would be an automatic 100 for the giveaway if we hit 500. If not, it's going to be 50 or 100. Hands up, still available until heads up play. You guys can guess the winning hand. And here we go. Here we go. It could be heads up for everything. We got ace-6 and 8s. Everyone at home on their feet. 8s. Wow. Powerful flop. Ace-6 and Barney. A ton of trouble. Has a lot of hope, but it is low, and it is not going to be it. And there it is. Heads up. What everyone wanted. For the dinner. For the $50 or $100. The hands up is now off the table since it's heads up. If you didn't get it in, get it next week, and that is a progressive jackpot. And guys, Jack 10, Jack Deuce. Antonio, are you nervous? Vogelsang versus Ravid. He's played well. Vogelsang, a lot of experience. Tight. It's tight to call. Got to take the chips, though.
No, I'm actually more excited. I haven't watched the heads up battle in a long time. So watching these two very good aggressive players is kind of interesting. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, we're going to find out. I'll tell you that. We're sticking with you. Jeff Gross alongside Antonio Esfandiari. We are here. Super Millions. Episode 3 of 2023 season. And the super ranking will be updated after today. Again, the live Super Millions kicked off in Vietnam at Triton just now. Webster Lim taking it down. And we are going to be talking more about that. We'll show you the super ranking again at the end. And at the moment now, we got a battle for the title and playing for a lot of money. No deal making available for the GG Super Millions online.
I love that.
2023.
Just a winner. No deals.
No deal. Deal or no deal, that's not available. This is in this format. That is not part of it. It's just play it through. And 6-7 King Jack. Look at the hand selection. Look at the sizing. Look at the bluffs. 6-7. Does it? Can it go away? Probably not. Pair hard to make. He got back up. 8 pairs. Vogelsang. Interesting. Very curious. He has no dime in his hand. His opponent could have a draw. He's got King Jack close to the worst hand. I mean, I guess some 10x are there, and maybe that's what part of his decision making is. I beat some 10x. Let me see what my opponent will do, but it's sort of a give up there. And first blood going to Ravid with a big gap. About
like a good check. I think he was getting looked up there, especially when the 8 pairs on the river, right? Because he's checking a lot of hands that he wouldn't bet for value. If he had a 9, he might bet, but he certainly wouldn't bet huge. And would he bet an 8 that big on the turn? I don't think so. Power of position, my dear PBF. The power of position.
Power position's big. 2s versus Queen Jack. Is this just a chip? Are we just on our cards on their back right now? There it is. We could be flipping for it all. I don't know if he's gonna fold the Queen Jack. He does. Interesting. I guess just quite not good enough. Thinks he's dominated. Got a big lead. Doesn't want to put it up for grabs there, but that could have been it. I will announce the winner. Give me 1 sec, guys. I'm gonna draw right now. Last chance to get it in, and we could be in all in any second. That's
Uh-oh.
ooh.
Uh-oh.
Ooh. Queen 7 likes their position.
Yeah, Ravi cannot put Vogelsang on a 7 either, right? Check back the flop. It's kind of tricky. What, make it like 1.4? Try and
A lot of times they just call here, but I guess I mean, there's a lot of draws. You just let your opponent keep in the bluffs. You're not that scared of much, but we also did see a small raise in a similar spot earlier.
I'd probably do a small raise just to try and induce, make it look weak. I mean, literally only raising with a 7, right? Or a bluff.
Yeah, I guess too, if your opponent has a 9 or a diamond draw, right? Or some, yeah, they're not going to go away either. So yeah. All right, well, it's not over. It is not over. Appreciate you guys sticking with us. About 3,000 watching right now, 375 thumbs up. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Do appreciate Antonio's time. Again, he's not a social media guru these days, but you can follow Magic Antonio, Twitter, Instagram. If you had to say somewhere you're more active, is it just nowhere, or is there one or the other that you would say you use more?
They're about the same. Rare. I post on Instagram probably once every 2 months, and if somebody tweets at me, I'll typically look at it once in a while. Probably Twitter, but even then, not very active. I don't know. I feel like social media is all about what the world thinks about you. And I don't really care what the world thinks about me and my life. I just want to live my own life. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
One of the greatest of all time has just entered PBF.
Tell them all hello.
Seen him on stream at the Hustler.
Oh, I didn't hear what you said. I thought you said that. Oh, Misha. Oh my, Misha, don't be shy. Misha, can we get you on as a future guest on the show?
You want him to just take over?
No. Got a little heads up, actually.
Yeah.
Well, the answer would be no in the moment, but Misha, in the future, I think you're a favorite to be on the show coming up here. But Antonio we have a big dinner wager here, and Misha's invited. He's part of it. Even I'll give that, even as we're a dog here. I like Vogelsang's chances to get it done. Misha, do you know who Vogelsang is or no?
Yeah.
He can do
He
it.
said yes.
Yes. Yeah, he's a crusher.
The hoodie guy that you can't even see his face.
No. Hoodie guy's gone.
What do you mean? He's done with the hoodie?
Oh, you're talking about him?
Vogelsang used to be the hoodie guy who would like wrap the thing and you wouldn't even see anything. It was like a ghost. That's what you call fun poker.
Well, it's changed. I'm telling you, poker is changing. People are starting to get it. You know, I think everyone's understanding. You should watch a little of the Triton when you get some free time. I know you're not going to be watching poker, but then again, some people watch Crash for 40 times in a row. So maybe you might tune on YouTube and check out
now.
Oh man, look at the ace-3. Ravid gonna win there. Nice play. All right, I'm gonna announce the winner. We're almost 400 thumbs up. I might just make it 100, guys. I just feel like Vogel's saying if he can't do it, I just hate to not give you guys 100. I just really do. 8-10, Jack 5. Here we go. Oh, wow. All right, let me announce the winner just in case it's this hand. And I did draw for it. And the winner is Chris Taps. Just in case. It could be right now. Chris Taps, you won. It will be 50 or 100. Oh, my goodness.
Goodbye.
All right, a medic. We need a medic. We need a doctor. Vogelsang is about to get carried out, and he needs 4 outs, or he is going to be. Antonio's going to Sizzler on a thing today. This is looking really dicey right here, guys. This could be it. We might see the winner has been announced, and I might. It just might. I mean, what else could it be? He's gonna just get it in here, right? This is it. 4 outs. 4 outs.
I can't imagine he's
No, he's not. There it is, guys. 4 outs, or else Antonio, I know he's loving this. He wants to stick around, so there could be a slow peel river, and it is close to a 4, but no cigar. And Vogelsang will take second, 255. There's a look at your winner, Ravid Garvey. Antonio, what do you think, Ravid? How do you play today?
I played great. He played with no fear and a lot of heart. That's what it takes to win tournaments. Go Ravid.
Ravid got it done. Again, big thank you to Antonio Esfandiari joining us today. You guys can look him up if you don't know him. Of course, you do know him. And Antonio, I got to say, thank you for the time. I appreciate it. I owe you a very nice dinner. You can bring family, friends, anyone. And yeah, man, thank you so much. That is episode 3, season 23 of the Super Millions in the books. We will see you next week with Geraldo as the guest on Tuesday. Antonio, enjoy your day. Thank you for the time. Much love. See you next week.
Bye.